Hello and welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Locke, with an E. Pardon the slight technical hitch. I don't know, sometimes electronics just have a mind of their own. And my poor director up there was frantically pressing this button to make our opening titles roll. And what happened was fate dictated that you would get a preview of what's coming up in the show. So it's all good, right? Now, STV, we are with you exclusively for, I can't see the clock, but about 50 minutes. So this is great because when ITV join, they're like a juggernaut and they gobble up all of the product and then nobody else gets a look in. So if you are watching in Scotland right now, all of the products tonight that we have for you we can ship to, I believe, the Highlands and the Islands and everywhere that you need. So get them while you can, particularly our first item, because we're all about getting rid of moss and lichen and black spots on your pavements, giving you lovely pathways and patios and grooming your gardens and the various sort of areas around your home. But one of the things, of course, that is a huge problem around the home, particularly if you have got a front garden, a back garden, etc., is weeds, the dreaded weeds. Now, I don't know why, but there is, I'm told reliably by the experts, a real shortage at the moment of weed killer. It's something to do with shipping and the Suez Canal and international shipping in general, I don't know, and it's expensive for the pallets, and there are loads of reasons that were thrown at me that my eyes glazed over. But the long story short is that apparently, if you've gone to your garden centre and you've tried to buy weed killer and you have found that it is out of stock, well, we have managed to get some of the best weed killer that money can buy, so I'm told. But also, we don't have a lot of it. We've only got about 86 bottles of it left. And that's it. So if you need it, now there is no limit to how many buy it per household. So you can buy as much as you want. So I would suggest that if you need weed killer, get this now. It's at a very, very good price. Remember, you only pay a capped postage and packing. $4.95 is the base postage that you pay. You only pay the one time. There is an extra £1 because obviously this is heavier. So if you buy 5 of these, you'll pay $4.95 plus an extra £5. So that'll be $9.95. Does that make sense? This is the before and the after, basically. Before, a perfectly healthy-looking weed, and then sprayed with the EnviroWorks Weed Gone, and guess what happened very shortly after? Well, you can see on the photo right there. So that's what it does. We know what it does. It kills weeds. It's called Weed Killer. Well, it's actually called Weed Gone. It's a nicer way of saying weed killer. Humanely dispatched killer. Oh, no, I mean humanely dispatched weeds. You know what I mean. Oh, blimey. Now, I'll just stop saying kill, shall I, on national television. Kill, death, destruction. If you have any questions that you would like to ask me, generally related to the products if possible, although if you want a shout out or a happy birthday or something, we'll do that too. But here to tell us all about weed, this man knows more about dispatching weeds than he'd care to admit. The one and only Alan Ennis.
How are you? And
I'm good.
Hopefully the rest of the show will be glitch-free. 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 Glitch-free.
Sorry, forgive me. Just get your remote out, yeah. Alan's a robot.
It's great. Hey, good morning, everyone in Scotland. There you go. I'm that one there.
Yeah.
Did my name come up? I get... No,
Alan Ennis with an E.
I feel like I've
Hang on, but that's not how it works.
No, that's not, no.
It's got to be on the end. It's Alan Ennis with a...
If you look at my initial, my name, it's A. Ennis. Yeah. And my brother is P. Ennis.
Oh.
And my brother Mark is M. Ennis. My brother David is D. Ennis. You can, yeah. Anyhow.
It's almost like you're somebody new.
Yes, yeah.
Let me ask you the most stupid question that anyone's asked ever in television, or in the world, on or off television.
Yeah.
What does Weed Gone do?
The weeds will be made gone.
Yes.
Now, all seriousness, this really is a great weed killer. And I tell you, now you're going to say, everybody who's on TV trying to sell us something tells us it's the best thing ever. Well, I'm going to tell you why I think this is the best. And Rob, let's talk about this for a minute. So the reason the weeds are so taken over right now is because we've had very inclement weather. Do you like that?
I do. Inclement, yes.
Because it's been warm. But it's been raining.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's exactly what weeds love. They love the warmth, and they love, of course, the rain as well. So they have grown out of control. So generally what we've been doing over the years is, I'll go back to the 1970s basically, where...
Yes. Take us on a ramble through history.
In a ramble through history, 1970s, a company came up with a chemical to kill weeds called glyphosate.
Glyphosate, I've heard of that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant, and I'm not going to say a word about it. It's brilliant, right? And killed weeds. And very much like back then, where we thought that asbestos was safe and wonderful.
And smoking was good for you and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It made you cool. And much like lead in paint. Now we know that glyphosate is a really, really nasty chemical.
Yeah.
Now, I could tell you folks a lot of things about glyphosate, but I don't want you to think he's scaremongering. I'm not going to do that.
We don't do that.
But what I'm going to say to you is do your own research, should you wish, to what glyphosate does, and you'll soon get scared. So what we have now is we have this as glyphosate free. Now,
and that doesn't mean you get extra put in there for no cost. It means there ain't any in there.
Ain't any in there.
Yeah.
So what this does is, this is a brilliant formulation. You can see that it's from EnviroWorks, which would immediately make you think environmental. So environmentally friendly, and of course it works. The reason this works is, if we look at the front of this, you will see here EnviroWorks results within 24 hours. Now this is massively important. Please remember that, okay, for a second. So we come down here, ready to use formulation containing acetic acid, degrades naturally in the soil, fast acting weed killer, and use on paths and patio. Approximately 50 meters, okay?
So you use it undiluted? You just
undiluted,
right,
it's ready.
Right.
This has to be such an exact formulation that we're not going to give it to you diluted, because we may dilute it in the incorrect quantities and it might be effective.
Yeah.
You can see it's made in the UK here, okay? Now, the reason that it degrades naturally and why the 24-hour thing is that the minute you spray this and you make contact with the weed, it immediately, and I mean immediately, begins to work. And what it actually does, Rob, is once you spray it onto, oh, by the way, I know I'm going to jump a little bit around, but please forgive me for that. Use this in the evening or in the morning when it's cooler. The longer it can stay and absorb into the leaves and the weed, the better. So
preferably on a day where it's not going to rain, or at least we don't think it's going to.
But if you do it in the height of the afternoon, it's warm, it's going to evaporate away, okay? So the thing is, and what you do is you spray this on, and immediately, and I really genuinely mean this, immediately it starts to get into the leaves, okay, because that's what you spray on the front and the back if they're big. If you want, it's entirely up to you. Gets onto the leaf and penetrates and starts to kill the soft cells, okay, or all the cells inside, all the soft tissue. And then you can see what it does is it stops the weed being able to photosynthesize, because plants and weeds, what they do is their leaves are, and you'll always see a weed that would begin to grow, will start with one little leaf, because what it will do is it will hold a little bit of energy in the little seed, enough to put out one leaf. Then it will use the sun to take more of the energy, photosynthesize, use photosynthesis, send that energy back to the root. It will send up another shoot. Then it becomes two. And then those two will make more energy to bring more, and that's why the weeds get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
So when we destroy the soft cells, we destroy its, well, basically its ability
to breathe or reproduce,
to get energy. So
we're
we're
literally
knocking that
cutting
right
off
back.
its ability to make more of itself.
So if you imagine it like solar panels on your house, if we covered them completely, they wouldn't be able to give you energy. Same thing, they can't make, because this destroys.
So then it just dies.
And then it dies. And it does all of that work within 24 hours.
Good Lord. So that picture we saw, that was 24 hours?
That was 24 hours later.
Wow.
You'll start to see results within a couple of hours.
Seriously?
Now, here's the thing about this as well, right? Is that once it's dead like that, you could use, so you wouldn't do this, but if you had an area that you want to replant, or you want to, like beds or borders or something, you could get the bottle of the weed gone, and you could pour it over the weeds, and you could soak. You wouldn't do this, of course, you understand, you wouldn't do this, I know you wouldn't, but you could soak that weed and soak the area and the soil. 24 hours after you've done that, it has 100% biodegraded, and it's gone. You can replant right there.
Really?
In that
So
same
not only,
place.
and presumably also if you've got kids or pets, what is the rules with those types of?
There's nothing nasty in this, okay?
Yeah.
There's nothing nasty in this. But what we would always say is, when you spray it, keep the pets and the kids away from it, just in case they ingest it, or just in case it is
touch
an
it and lick
irritant
their
or
hands
something
or
like that.
something. Yeah, yeah.
But there's nothing nasty in this, okay?
Right.
But again,
well, not
we will
to
always
pets
say,
or dogs.
Yeah.
To weeds.
Yeah.
It's pretty nasty.
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But it's formulated in such a way by a chemist. It's actually a chemist who formulates this and keeps on improving it when they can see little things that it can improve on. But it's pretty awesome. It's what I use at my house, and that's the truth. And the fact that you see those results so quickly is amazing.
Yes.
And the fact that you know that you are doing something that's good for the environment because you are... In so much as, I know you're killing weeds, and some people say, well, weeds are good for the environment. Of course, I understand it, but...
Yes.
When you're using something with glyphosate in it, which some of the biggest manufacturers use, that does genuinely get into the soil and
into the water table
into the water
all
table
that
and
kind of
so
stuff.
many
Yeah,
different
yeah,
things. Yeah.
So now, just by the way, it does come with a trigger and a hose, but you might want to actually, and you can, you're perfectly at liberty to do this, you might actually want a pressure sprayer. So we've got a JCB 5-litre capacity pressure sprayer available. $19.99 is the price, plus $4.95. Now, we are going to be talking very soon about a way to keep your patios clear and such.
Yeah.
And that comes with one of these, actually.
Yeah,
But if you want it on its own, it's just a brilliant price. I mean, I've seen these at £30, £40.
Yeah.
Bear in mind also that you can buy all of these items on PayPal Pay in 3 if you want to spread the cost. And that you can spend anything between £30 and £2,000 on PayPal Pay in 3 with each order or each approval. So you can only do it online, but if you select PayPal before you check out, and it'll take you to the PayPal website, and you sign in and do all you need to do, and then it'll process your order. So, and you only pay the one base postage and packing price of $4.95 once, and then everything else you add on. If it's all $4.95, you don't pay anything extra. Certain things, like some of these, carry an extra £1 or so because they are very heavy to ship. So you just pay that per item, but you'll get the idea. It'll all be calculated for you at checkout. So let's go back to the weed again very quickly, Alan. Just bullet points, if you will. First of all, what kinds of weed will it tackle? What kinds of weed won't it tackle, if there are any? When do you apply it again? When is it then safe to go back into the garden or whatever? And when can you then replant your plants?
All weeds. Let me be straight with you.
Even the root, yeah.
If you have big, massive weeds behind, let's say, for instance, your shed that have grown beyond, beyond they're 6 foot tall, this is not the one for you. I would cut it back and then I would use it.
Right.
Or you will have to maybe do a couple of applications.
Okay.
But for our everyday weeds in our garden, it's every single weed.
So
it
dandelion,
will kill
grasses,
dandelions,
nettles, bindweed, ivy, and more.
exactly. All of the normal ones that we get, okay? Secondly, you would use it in the morning or the afternoon or the evening. So when it's a little bit cooler, so it doesn't evaporate, so it stays on the weed a little bit longer. Keep the kids and pets away from it as long as, just for a while till it just starts doing its work. Not because there's any major problem. It's only because it's a little bit safer, just in case the dog licks it and it's an irritant, or the kids touch it and it's a bit of an irritant, but there's nothing nasty in here. You get the little trigger sprayer with it, but what a lot of people like to do, especially in big areas, they do find that if you're doing that for long periods over and over and over again, that you may get a little bit of fatigue in your hand. So people sometimes prefer to have the pressure sprayer. But of course, it is a very heavy duty pressure sprayer. You can use it time and time again. It's got a built-in funnel in the top, which will show you in a little while. But it is great. If you can use it for other things, but always rinse it out. If you use it for weed killer and then you're going to use it for something else, rinse it first.
Or buy a couple of them, and if you have different,
because
some people might use one of these for watering their plants. Which is great, but you then wouldn't want to have something you've used chemicals in. You'd want to keep them separate, wouldn't you?
Let me show you what I do. This is genuinely at my house. I've got a few of these. I will get this, and what I do is whatever I put into it, I pull the sticker off and I put it on, and then I know that I've got the whatever patio cleaner.
Clever.
And I leave that on there. That's what I do. So I go along and I go, that's that one. Because often if you've got a couple of these,
they come off really easily.
I would take the front one off. That's what I do. Take the front one off, because 5 litres of weed gone fills this, and then take this front sticker off. I'm just using the back one because it was handy to me, and pop it on there. That's what I do, and it's just a nice little tip as well.
Now, what I really do suggest you do before ITV join it. Oh, it's so annoying. I can't see the clock. It's been covered by a curtain. Sorry. I would do before ITV join us at about 58 minutes past, I think, the hour.
Where is the clock normally?
It's just up there on the wall, but somebody's pulled the curtain and I can't see it. Yeah.
There you go.
It's weird. I feel like I've had my hand cut off. But please check out your basket when you want the weed killer. We're going to show you some of the other items, obviously, that we have available for you. Perhaps that's why you're waiting to see if you want to add those to your basket as well. They are all on the website, ShopOnTV.co.uk. You go to latest show products, and then you select today's show, which is garden maintenance with JCB, and there it all is. So we've actually got the Keep It Clear. That is going to clear your patios and such from your lichen and moss and all kinds of things like that. You can get that with the sprayer. Then we also put together some different packages for you. You can buy the sprayer on its own. You can buy the Keep It Clear on its own. But then also, if you find you've got really, really dark spots on your patio or whatever, or your pathway, that's the really, really, really heavy-duty sort of spray for those types of application. So that is available on its own as well at $21.99. But that's also on a bundle, in a bundle too. Which is there. So that's your blacks. Now, the reason we put these in a bundle is because once you've applied the Keep It Clear and you've cleared all the moss and lichen and whatnot and off of your pathways and your patios, etc., then you might want to. First of all, you might have harder to clear areas, which is what the spot remover's for. But then once you've done it, instead of having to keep it clear all the time, you want to put the sealant down, because then it stops it from coming back for a much longer period of time. So we've got all these different packages. We'll take you through every single product individually, and then you decide whether the packages are going to save you a bit of money. Basically, you can see they were like 35 quid, aren't they? Versus about 40, 42 quid if you bought them individually. So we'll explain everything. Then you can decide what package is right for you, or whether you just want to buy individual items. We'll do that quickly. So let's do the main bundle tonight, which is the Keep It Clear, which is 5 litres of Keep It Clear, and also the 5 litre sprayer. Just to put a button on the weed killer, I would say if it's 50 square metres, calculate the area of weeds you've got and buy as many of the weed gons as you need, because remember, we've only got about sort of 70 something of them now. They're going quickly. Yeah. And as soon as ITV join, they will sell out. It will sell out. So
yeah, of course.
Right. So Keep It Clear.
Keep It Clear. Now that's what you just saw a minute ago. Keep it clear in the paving sealant. But what we're going to talk about now is and please don't find this in any way confusing, because what we're going to talk about now is the Keep It Clear and the 5 litre spray, and that's the bundle we're talking about now. And
again, you can buy them separately, but we've put them together.
Is it only $29.99?
$29.99, yeah.
Do you know,
it's $21.99 just for the Keep It Clear and £20, $19.99 for the sprayer, but we put them together. That's a tenner
genuinely,
off.
that is great value.
Yeah, 12
because
quid off.
I was looking at other places that you can peruse on TV and buy stuff, and comparable one of these was $34.99.
Yeah.
Genuinely, $29.99 is great value for this. Now, let me tell you what it does, what the Keep It Clear does. So when you go along out to your garden, I'm just going to stand up if that's okay.
That's fine.
I've got to tell them, because cameras have got to slightly move.
Yes, yes.
So the main issues that this is going to fix are things like these here. So when you look at your curbing or your patio stones or something, and you have all of this greenness just here, this is going to get rid of it. You can see the difference down there with one single application of JCB.
After how long?
You will start to see the difference within a couple of days.
Yeah.
Actually, within a day, but it works over a couple of days and keeps on working to clear that. Now, all the moss, mold, mildew, algae, all of it is gone. Now, the reason I brought this in to show you is that this was at my house when I moved in, and these are all broken bits you can see, but they were lying around the garden, but perfect to come in and show them to you, because this is real problem. These are real world problems. You get these all the time.
This is not made up dirt. This is
not
the real
made up.
thing.
This is the real thing. Now, I just want to show you this next one here. Again, look at this piece of broken paving slab that I got. Look at the moss. Now, clearly we can see there's the line of where I sprayed it. Now, this is all very much alive moss. This is very much dead moss, okay? Now, the thing about this is that it doesn't magically disappear, but what I can do is I can sweep this away, or I can now pressure wash this away. Now, people will go,
Why can't you
sure you
pressure
can do-
wash it without applying the Keep It Clear first?
Exactly. Now, let me explain to you. So I don't know how close the camera can get to here, right? But you can see here all these little sprouts, okay, popping out of this. And those little sprouts grow out and you get those little heads on them. And then those little heads that are on here float away on the wind, land elsewhere, and then root again and give you more problems. Down here, these are dead, they cannot do that. And the reason is, I'm just going to pop this back down now, is that if you do go along and pressure wash moss, mold, mildew, algae, any of those things, the problem that you're going to have is that, right, so what does moss, mold and algae love? It loves moisture.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a pressure washer, and this is absolutely true. I'm going to tell you a little story about somebody in just a few minutes as well. You pressure wash that. What are you doing? You're firing the spores all over the place.
Yeah, you're spreading it.
Because when you do this, right, now Leslie, our producer, said that she used to pressure wash, and it got worse and worse and worse. And that's exactly why, because you will see it clean where it is, but then the next season it comes back.
It's like you're planting moss all over the place.
And then it's flying up onto your, because
so
those
you've
little
got
bits
to
of water
kill
go
it
everywhere.
first. Yeah.
It'll land on your sheds, it will land on your walls, it will land all over the place, and it will continue to grow. And it loves it because you're putting it over there with moisture.
Yeah.
So it's happy days for this. They're happy campers. Kill it first, then get a brush and brush it away like a yard brush, or indeed pressure wash it away, and then you know that it's dead. But what we have to remember as well is that inside, how this grows and stays there is that it grows into the pores of because everything is porous. The rock, the grass, whatever it might be, and it gets in there, and the roots of it are in there. So even if you try and sweep it away and it looks like it's gone,
the roots are still there.
The roots are still there, and it will continue to grow.
Yeah.
So when you use the JCB, here's what you must do. Now, this is important to say to you, okay? If we look at the front of this is a concentrate. So what we do with this is, and the reason that we can give you this in a concentrate, and it doesn't have to be so scientifically perfect, is because this is so scientifically perfect inside here, but the water is not used because this is too strong and you're diluting it down. It's used purely as a carrier. That's all it is. So what you need to do on any area that you're spraying this, and this is where the pressure spray, and this is why we put this in the bundle, is so perfect for it, okay, is you put 1 litre, 4 litres of water first, and I'll tell you why that, into the sprayer, and then 1 litre of this.
In fact, you know what, Alan?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but there's your twin brother. When we were up north, we sent him out.
Did you?
And with a sprayer and with some Keep It Clear to show everybody,
Do you know why you sent him out?
Why?
Because I was in a bad mood and I wouldn't do it.
You were, I know.
I do, yeah.
He had a tantrum. He threw his toys out the pram.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so here is Alan's evil twin, also named Alan, to tell you more about the Keep It Clear and the sprayer.
So when it comes to filling up your 5-litre JCB sprayer, it doesn't get much easier, because what they've done actually here is created and given you a funnel to pour into. So let me show you how it's done. Simply twist the handle and take out the inside. That's your pressure sprayer, and of course then it's very easy to fill up. Now in this instance, I'm going to be putting in the JCB Keep It Clear, which needs to be diluted. So in this instance, I put in 4 litres of water, and I'm going to pour in 1 litre of the JCB Keep It Clear. Little top tip from Alan: don't pour like that, it glugs. Turn it on its side and you get a lot less glugging. And then fill it up 1 litre. So I'm using a 20% ratio. Once that's done, simply pop this back in, give it a twist, and once it's in nice and tight, you can then put the pressure in by pumping this around 20, maybe 25 times, but you'll know when it's absolutely filled with air and pressure, and then you go along with your thumb switch and you spray it to your heart's content. And when it comes to using any of the products inside of this JCB pressure sprayer, well, it couldn't be any easier, because number one, you have a shoulder strap, so that's taking all of the weight for you. You can simply place it on the ground, or of course you can carry it with the carry handle. But in this instance, I'm using the JCB Keep It Clear inside here to get rid of moss, algae, and all of those horrible things around your garden, the green stuff that you don't want. So how do we apply this? Well, we simply press the trigger spray and we put it all over the area that's affected, whether it be moss, algae, lichen, or any of those things. And what we want to do is we want to give it a wet, a really good wetting, just like I'm showing you here. Now, the reason that we put plenty of the Keep It Clear from JCB down is that we want the area to be saturated. Now, what's happening here is that it is now penetrating through the problem area and going into the pores of the stone or the wood or whatever we put it onto, and it's going into the pores and therefore killing not just what you can see but what you can't see as well. And how quickly can you cover areas? Well, of course, with this sprayer we can adjust the nozzle to get a different spray, and you can see that as I turn it, more of a fan spray. So look, I can cover large areas quite quickly with this. So this is your pavement, it can be your roofs, it can be your caravans, it can be pretty much anything, any hard area outside. Now I want you to notice that if you start losing pressure, all you do is simply pop this off your shoulder and give it a pump like so. And again, you will feel that resistance happening, and it's starting to become quite resistant now. Now I'm done. Now remember I said you can use the carry handle? Well, of course, if I'm walking, I can have it like this, as opposed to being on my shoulder, or of course, just leave it on the ground. Now, one more thing as well to tell you about this is great because JCB have really thought this out. You don't have to keep your thumb on here if you're doing large areas. You can press it down and it will pop back out again. Press it down, push it forwards, and it locks into place. So I don't even have to hold my thumb on all of that. And again, here we go. All that is done. And now I know that within a couple of days, I'm going to see massive, massive differences in that moss. If you're working on a slope, always start at the top and let it roll down. And that's just how easy the 5-litre pressure sprayer is to use from JCB.
You see, your evil twin's not that evil.
He's better looking.
He is better looking, definitely. You know,
but that wouldn't be
He's
hard.
been very busy. I could see he's got a bit of building going on in the background.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's our new. It's a work in progress. That's our new in our studio up north in Warrington. It's the beginnings of our ShopOnTV garden.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, I thought that really brilliantly illustrated, A, what a great presenter you are, and why am I even here? And secondly, that it showed exactly how to, use this liberally.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why you put the water with it, because it literally does sit there and just as a barrier and holds it to allow it to go through. We only heard the end bit of that, so I can't remember exactly what information I gave you in there. But you get the gist of it. And then once it's sitting there, then it does its work, and you don't have to worry about it. But what we do say to you as well then is that, and what the guys at JCB did is they come out with the sealant. Now, there is a bundle with the sealant in it, but you can buy this on its own. And what I would suggest to you, if I may, is get the Keep It Clear and the sprayer, but just add this here, because what this does is brilliant as well. It's ready to use.
Yeah. Or get the bundle of the paving sealant and the black spot remover, because you can explain what that does.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But what this does basically is that you put this into the sprayer as well, and because you're using this going over to Keep It Clear, you can just put it straight in after you've emptied that. The Keep It Clear.
So details of the sealer on its own are coming onto the screen right now.
Brilliant. I don't know, I'm saying things now. And
no, go ahead. Yeah. No, it's good. I love it. I love it.
When you use this, then what it does is it creates a seal over the area, whether it's wood or whether it's paving or block paving, whatever. But what it actually does then for you is it's not slippery, so you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't create a barrier that makes things awkward. It creates a barrier to keep moss, mold, mildew, and algae regrowing. Or indeed, if it's blown in from the garden next door and lands on it, it makes a barrier to stop that from getting hold.
For how long?
We do this twice a year.
So 6 months, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you go to all of the trouble of putting down the Keep It Clear.
Yeah.
I mean, how long would the Keep It Clear last on its own?
Okay, so this is. It's a slight, because what I do is I'm always straight with you. It's a slight contradiction this is here, in so much as the JCB Keep It Clear, once it kills it, it will take a while for it to grow back. But what you're doing here is you're adding an extra layer of protection by using that sealant.
Well, it's like, the way I think of it is like if you paint woodwork with emulsion. And then you don't put the gloss on top. The emulsion, but that's not very hard wearing. You put the emulsion on top.
And it is. But what it's doing basically is it's also, because it's such a brilliant formulation, that sealant, is it's actually protecting, your block paving, your driveways. It's protecting more the surface that you spray it onto. So it's adding a layer of protection. It's like when you wash your car and then you put wax on. It's like that. It's giving protection. So it is a brilliant addition to that. And what we say is use both products every 6 months.
Right.
So now is a great time. Get this home, be with you in a couple of days. Get this home, use them in conjunction with each other. It's just an added amazing
so keep it
benefit.
Clear, then wait a couple of days till it's worked,
Exactly.
then add your sealant.
Add your sealant, and then at the end of the year, once autumn is ending, then you would reuse both of them again to add that, keeping it clear and the sealant.
Is
and
the
you're
sealant,
going to be brilliant.
is that dilute, is that concentrate as well?
Ready to use.
That's
the
ready
sealant.
to use, okay.
And it's just a light spraying of that, not like the heavy application.
And could you use it in the same
yes,
pressure,
because they complement each other.
As long as you rinse one out.
Yeah, don't mix them. Rinse, just take it and then pop that in there. There's no problem.
So the sealant is 25 square metres. I believe the Keep It Clear is 50 square metres.
Well, again, it depends on the strength. Because they say mix this between 15 and 30%, 15 to 25%.
Okay.
Now, what I do is 15 to 25%, it says, but what I do, rule of thumb, is 20%. For the majority of our houses and everything that we need to do, use that Keep It Clear 4 to 1, so 20%. So that will make 25 litres.
So how do you know which to use? I mean, this, I've got to say, this, so here's a before and after. This is just with Keep It Clear. Now, you can still see some black spots.
Yes.
And by the way, that's what the black spot remover is for. So you could use the black spot remover on that if you wanted to get rid of the black spots.
Yes, absolutely.
It's also very good on pirate ships.
It is, yeah, to get rid of those.
Yeah.
Now, you might say to yourself, well, if I use the black or the black spot remover on the green as well, will it get rid of it? Yes, it will. It will get rid of it, but please listen, this is really important. And so when you use the black spot remover, it is ready to use and it's not going to go as far, okay?
Yeah.
And it is a really heavy duty black spot remover. It's for the worst of the worst, okay? So use that. I would not recommend using the black spot remover all over the place.
So you'll be wasting it,
yes.
and it would be like using a nuclear option on a, to get rid of a weed or something.
So the Keep It Clear is the option to use. Use that, gets rid of moss, mold, mildew, algae. If you then see there's some black spots around, use the black spot
It's like using
remover.
your aerial tablets for your laundry, but you use your Vanish, stain remover for the stains.
Exactly. Now, there's the difference. Look at that. Now you can see how great this is. Now this is getting rid of green mold and algae as well, but look at how powerful that formulation is. I wouldn't recommend, because you're talking about kids and pets, you use the Keep It Clear formulation, and kids and pets, as long as it's wet, keep them away. But with the black spot remover, you can see how powerful it is. What you must do is let it do its work like that, and then you must rinse that away.
Okay.
Now that's going to be pretty heavy stuff, so if you use that around plants or gets on plants, it will destroy
Kill them, right.
Yeah, it will. So you've got to be better with the black spot remover. So you've got to use
And you have to pressure wash it away or hose it away
afterwards. You have to hose it away
Okay.
afterwards, yes.
How long until it's safe, would you say?
4 or 5 hours, you'll see. It'll tell you on the back of the bottle anyway.
Yeah.
But that's really,
That's
like
the worst, yeah.
Yeah, the worst case scenario. It would be like bringing, what did it say, a machine gun to a sword fight. Using that. That's the big end of things, if you understand. And I hope that makes sense to you. I hope I'm making sense.
So only buy the black spot remover if you've got really, really bad black spots. But I remember, I never forget my friend Phil, who and his parents, they have Phil McCup, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lovely, there's another one, but I'm not going to say it. They had their parents when they were alive that had this. They have this lovely home in Pinner, and they had all of their front garden paved with those bricks, those really lovely red bricks, but dual colours and all laid in a pattern. And I mean, it cost thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds to do this, and it looked amazing. I remember seeing it when it was first done, and then when I came back a few weeks later, already moss and weeds and all kinds of stuff had started to grow through the gaps.
They come so quickly.
So if you've spent all that money, and whether or it's crazy paving or if it's just sort of patio slabs or whatever, you've got to keep it clear, or keep with this. Exactly, keep it clear with this. Sorry, my brain just froze there for a moment. But that's the point. It's protecting your investment, isn't it?
Yeah. And for anybody out there who says, "Oh, I've got brand new," because okay, so let's talk about the keep it clear.
Yeah.
So you can use it on fence posts, whether they're concrete or whether they are metal or whether they are wooden.
Really?
You can use it on fencing. You can use it on guttering. You can use it on your roof. Please don't worry, by the way, if you spray this on a roof and it runs down into the guttering and you think it's running away, it's a waste.
Yeah.
It's not, Rob. And I tell you why
Cleaning
it's
the
not.
guttering.
That sludge that builds up in the gutter, this has been formulated to break that down as well and let it flush away quicker and easier. You can use it on glass. You can use it on, which is your greenhouses. You can use it on UPVC. You can use it on gutters, canvas, awnings. It's easier for me to say all this now. But have a look at that caravan. I was in a bus going to when I went over to see Mum and Dad from Dublin to Wexford and back up again. And the bus is very high. And I was looking in traffic down on the roof of vans.
Yeah.
And the van was clean, but the roof was green. Because the water sits there. Now, you could use this on your van. You can use it on your caravan. You can use it. In fact, I have a really old, it's a Mercedes SLK. It's
worth nothing.
It's worth nothing, right? I don't want people to think, oh, listen, talk about his fancy car. It's not. It's worth nothing. It's almost scrap, right? But I love it. But the little rubber surrounds, because I don't use it so much, has little bits of moss growing. So I use this. That is how good the formulation is.
Yeah.
You can use it all
anywhere there's
over the
green.
place. Any
and
hard
that you don't want
surface
green, any hard
outside,
surface,
plastics, all of those things.
Yeah,
There's no
because
bleachers or anything
conservatories,
like that.
they're notorious, aren't they, for getting green? I don't know what it is, whether it's moss or
your windowsills, UPVC windowsills that surrounds, they get green on them as well. It's anywhere that water can stand.
And the annoying thing is that when you try to clean it in a conventional way, you're actually spreading it around and making it grow back worse.
You're making it look
unless
good
you
for
use it. I didn't even know that. Neither did our producer Leslie. So this is the way to get rid of it, and it's very easy to apply, particularly when you buy. Our main bundle tonight with that 5-litre sprayer, because it makes dispensing it incredibly easy.
I would suggest
maybe add an extra sprayer for the other stuff. Yeah,
exactly. With the keep it clear, because it is a constant, you must dilute it, mix it. You must have a sprayer. You could do it in a watering can, but you're going to waste too much of it, and you can't do it on a wall like that. You can't do it on vertical surfaces. You can't get up high with it, and that's why we put the keep it clear and the sprayer together in that fantastic bundle.
Can you use the sealant on the awnings and the windows and all of that sort of stuff as well?
Yes, you absolutely can.
So it's not even though it's called pavement sealant.
Yeah.
You can use it anywhere.
There's nothing nasty in
Wherever
there.
you can use the keep it clear, you can use the sealant.
You can use it on that, yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
they're great formulations.
Keep your home green free. Or what's it called? It's not fungus. Is it fungus? I suppose it's
algae.
Algae
grows.
Algae,
that's the thing, because it's standing water and that's what it loves. But it really is, and you will notice this. And if you do get that, and I'm going to suggest to you that the average size garden, with a 5-litre of the Keep It Clear, making 25 litres, the majority of people will get an application now, and an application as well next year as well,
and by the way,
at the end of the year, I should
when
say.
you buy the Keep It Clear and the paving sealant and proofer as a bundle, not only is it cheaper, it's $35.99, so you're saving about, it's £8, is that? But we also include the long hose trigger at no additional charge. Now that bundle is the $4.95 base P&P, an extra £2 though. So that's if you buy multiple items. Remember, you only pay for the base charge of $4.95 once, and the certain items that carry an additional postage charge, that's just added up incrementally into your basket.
But I had somebody, I want to talk, if you don't mind, we talk about P&P. I had somebody say to me the other day, well, it's all well and good, Alan, £5-6 to get something delivered. And I said to him, because I had not an argument as well about a postage stamp, we'll talk about that later. But I said to my friend, I said, okay, so if you go down to the high street to buy these, which are generally much more expensive, okay, you would have to, number one, take the time to get into your car, drive down, find parking, pay for parking, go to the shop, get it, carry it back, get back in your car, drive home. Now, the time that it's taken, the petrol you've used and the parking, I'd prefer to pay a £5 or £6 to have it delivered to my door. I don't have to do anything.
Also, newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, when people offer you free postage and packing, it's just included in the product price.
Fact.
You know what I mean? It's sorry to burst your bubble if you didn't realise that.
Yeah. Well,
but
P&P is not free. It costs. It does.
It costs a lot.
Money to do.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Unless big companies like Amazon, I believe they subsidise their postage and packing, but so they take a hit. In actual fact, they lose millions every year on the postage and packing. But I think the Amazon Prime subscriptions sort of make up for it. The way they do their business is up to them. But ultimately, you're still paying for it somewhere.
You're paying for it somewhere, absolutely. Yeah. Whether it's your subscriptions or something. But look, the thing is, it's a part of life to do that. I mean, we're talking about postage stamps. I had a woman in front of me in the queue the other day, and she was complaining about the price of a stamp. And I said to her, why do you think that's expensive? She said, well, I can't remember what it is, 89p or whatever it is for a first class stamp. And I said,
£1.20.
120, is it? Yeah.
Apparently.
So let me put this to you, right? So 120 for a first class stamp. So I can go in with a letter, write something, put somebody's. Now, Leslie said, how expensive is that now?
I know.
Have a listen to this reckoning. Put someone's address on it in Scotland, let's say. Then somebody will take it from me, or I can put it into a post box. Somebody will collect it, bring it to a sorting office, sort it, put it into a van, drive it or an airplane to the far end of the country. Then it will put into a sorting office. Then it will be given to a postman or a post person, and then they will put it in their bag. They will drive to an address and put it into someone's letterbox for £1.20. And I'm thinking, you know what? I wouldn't even go down 20 minutes walk for £1.20.
I know. I wouldn't.
Isn't it crazy?
I wouldn't even walk next door to deliver a
Or you think nothing about a bar of chocolate bin £1.20. When you think of a postage
stamp. Or a
stamp,
pint of beer now, £9 in London for a pint of beer.
Don't get me going. Don't get me going. My favourite thing.
They must have started putting gold and diamonds in the beverages before I last checked.
But that's the thing. I just want to make a point about P&P.
Yeah, no, it's a very good point.
And look, it doesn't get you for nothing.
And again, this does go Highlands and Islands, anywhere you like, basically. Can I just recap there? We do have quite a lot of different options for you, and it's nice to give you options. So, and the first time I saw it, it made my brain go, So I want to break this down for you very, very simply. I mean, you're intelligent people, you get it anyway, I know, but just to be clear, on our website, you go to shopontv.co.uk, or if you are shopping over the phone, maybe jot this down. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, Weed Gone. The Weed Gone, right in the middle of the screen. We now have less than 2/3 of the stock remaining. As soon as ITV join, that will sell out within about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you want it, you must check it out now. And remember, that's going to do 50 square metres. If you have an area larger than that, or if you wish to stock up, maybe for your friends and family, literally get as many as you can afford right now, because there is a massive shortage of weed killer, I'm told, in this country at the moment. And so people are they're jacking up the prices, charging what they want if they have stock, or people are finding that it's sold out in garden centres and things like that. So stock up while you can. That's number one. So that's easy, because that's a separate item. Let's start with the Keep It Clear with the sprayer, a 5 litre capacity. So the Keep It Clear, basically the coverage depends on the dilution, because this is a concentrate that you are buying. And again, Alan will explain all of that more a bit later. But that is to remove the moss and the algae and all of the green stuff, not just from your paths, lichen, not just from your paths and patios, but from your greenhouses, from your conservatories, from your windows, from the sides or the roofs of either your house or your caravan or your motorhome if you have one, etc. So, and that is $29.99. That gets you not only the Keep It Clear, but also bundled in a 5 litre JCB pressurised sprayer, which that's normally £21 on its own, I think it is. No, sorry. Keep It Clear is normally $21.99 and the sprayer is normally $19.99. So when you buy those together, you are saving the most. And frankly, if you're going to get the Keep It Clear, I don't think there's a better way of dispensing it than with the sprayer, right? Plus, once you've got the sprayer, you can also rinse it out and use it for other things too. Now, here's the thing. Once you've applied the Keep It Clear, which you do every 6 months, and it's after a couple of days got rid of all of the moss and the algae and the lichen, then you don't have to, but you might want to prevent all of that from growing back quicker, you might want to seal everything that you've just sprayed. Wherever you've sprayed the Keep It Clear, you can then seal it with the paving sealant and proofer, right? That on its own is available for $21.99, okay? Or if you want the Keep It Clear and the paving sealant, because they are bedfellows, they are like a couple, you can actually buy them together for $35.99, and you don't get the pressure spray, but you do get a long hose trigger with that bundle.
Now this is perfect for somebody who already has a pressure sprayer. They're going, well, I've got one, so I don't need another one.
Yes.
And actually, I'm quite interested in the paving sealant and proofer as well.
And it's so easy to apply it. Frankly, I wouldn't even bother getting the Keep It Clear on its own without the paving sealant and proofer. It makes sense. Why go to all the work of putting the Keep It Clear down and then have it grow back quickly when you can prevent that for up to 6 months? And again, that you apply in exactly the same place as you applied the Keep It Clear, a couple of days after you've applied the Keep It Clear, twice a year. Now, if and only if you have really, really, really bad, like massively difficult to remove spots on your, whatever it is that you're cleaning, we do have the nuclear option, which is the black spot remover.
Yeah.
Very, very, very tough stuff.
Yes, not to be used on plastics and stuff like that. This really is for patios, so you wouldn't use this, or be careful.
Yeah.
But you don't tend to get those really heavy black spots anyway, only on paving slabs and concrete and stuff like that. So this is for concrete and that kind of thing.
And be careful how you spray it. It is,
yes, it is now, and certainly use protection with this one in terms of covering your eyes and your hands.
Yes.
Genuinely, and I'm not trying to say that this is, but what we're trying to say to you is the patio cleaner is very, very powerful.
Yes, and so keep it away from other plants, and you have to wash it away. But so that's a package of $35.99, because if you've got the black spots and you're going to get the paving sealant remover and you want the Keep It Clear with the pressure sprayer, that's the bundle for you there. $35.99. But the black spot, the patio cleaner, is available on its own as well for $21.99. Does that make sense? So hopefully that covers all our options. You can either buy everything individually, although you will pay more money that way, or you can bundle certain items based on your needs. So if you've got a sprayer, but you're going to use the paving sealer, bundle the Keep It Clear in the paving sealer. You get a long hose trigger anyway. Or if you're buying the pressure sprayer with the Keep It Clear, but you want the black spot remover because you've got really tough stains on your pavement and what have you, and you want to seal it too, there's a bundle for that. So we've tried to cover all your bases. The bundles save you a bit more money, but all the prices are extremely good, even if you buy individually.
And by the way, let's look at the branding on this. This is Jesse Blue.
Jay, I've heard of them.
As well, yes, once or twice they... you see them now and again, but really powerful stuff. Because when you think about JCB...
Call my ex-wife JCB.
Did you? Why was that?
She was a right old digger.
Boom, boom. I like it. Do you know that there was a survey came out recently that 97% of people are not very bright? Oh. Thankfully, I'm in the other 5%.
Did you hear? There's another one. I heard recently that 87% of all statistics are absolute nonsense.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're here all night.
well, it's almost ITV time, isn't it? Now, again, you've had a preview. You've had a preview, so quick, check out now. You've seen it all. Let's just go back to Weed Gone before we start with ITV, shall we?
And seriously, and look, I promise you this, folks, I'm here to represent the brand. I really see myself here as you at home, and I genuinely mean that. When I explain to my friends what I do and stuff like that, or people ask me what I do, they say, oh, you're one of those people shouting on the TV, and I go, no, actually, no. We're not like that, number one, here at ShopOnTV. And I say to them,
little decorum.
Yes, I am there for you. So I represent you, and one thing I have is integrity. And I will always tell you things how I found them to be. So I will always use products.
Yeah, same.
But the reason I'm saying that to you is that Rob is absolutely right. If you have got the Weed Gone, we genuinely don't have many of them in stock. If you have that in your basket, what Rob said is absolutely true. Please check it out. Don't sit there because
it's not reserved.
Yeah,
it's not yours to check it out.
It's not yours to check out. Yeah. This is great, and let me tell you, before the ITV people join us, let me tell you why this is a great weed killer. Results within 24 hours, and we say that because after 24 hours, this product has completely 100%, not 95%, not 99.9, but 100% biodegraded. What that means to you is that there is no trace whatsoever of the weed killer in there, of the Weed Gone. But yet it has done its work because it works on contact. The minute it contacts the leaves and the foliage of the leaves of the the weed, it immediately attacks it and immediately breaks that down and destroys it.
What if your weed is amidst your flowers? What do you do?
Okay, you would then basically just separate your flowers, just put something, a little bit of a bit of cardboard or a piece of plastic or something.
Some foil or
just,
something?
Yeah, just to protect your flowers. Spray it, keep the little barrier there for a bit, let it dry, take it away. What it doesn't do
There's
is
an idea for a product. We could call it Flower Guard.
Yeah.
And it's just a little thing that goes around your weeds.
I've patented it, it's done.
No, I said it first.
It's ours, we were together. And the profit we make from it, we'll split right down the middle, 60-40.
60-40, absolutely.
Brilliant, I love
I'm
that.
glad he only wants the 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that, what?
I bet you it's already out there.
It's out there.
I bet you
but
it
yeah,
is. Yeah.
so just protect your stuff, protect your flowers, what you don't want to go. But the thing is, it doesn't. It's the kind of thing. Even if it does drip into the soil, it doesn't get in and go across the soil like glyphosate does.
Glyphosate.
Because
There's
this is
none of that in
glyphosate
there.
free. This is glyphosate.
There's nothing
free.
in. There's no glyphosate. There's no anything nasty in there. Yeah, that glyphosate's really bad.
Terrible.
If you go to America, where it's used extensively, and you're there, even if you're only there for a week, and you come back, there will be heightened trace levels of it in your blood.
And that is absolutely
Yeah,
true.
that's how bad it is.
There's so much I could say about what it's linked to, but I don't because I don't want to be that person to say,
No.
you know, like we said, we don't do that here anyway.
No, sure.
But just get on and Google it. Just put it in problems with glyphosate.
It's still good to educate yourself about some of the nightmares that exist out in the world.
But don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. Glyphosate is brilliant at killing weeds. It really is.
I mean, a gun's brilliant at killing people, but it doesn't mean it's a good thing, does it? You know what I mean?
But it's, just avoid it if you can. And a lot of companies now, or countries, I should say, are banning it. And it's now going to become more. And the reason that it's not gone already is that they cannot find something strong enough on an industrial level.
Right.
Because it's used in industrial agriculture. Now, anything that's used in industry, industrial size things, I don't like for me anyway. No. So therefore, something like this is certainly the one to go for.
Absolutely. Okay, now please do check out your baskets. Just if you want to make sure you secure everything before the general population of ITV join us. We've got about a minute and a half. We've only got, about 60 something of the weed gons got left. So it's already been going. Obviously, our wonderful viewers in Scotland, it's slightly lesser population than the rest of the mainland. So once all of that rowdy lot from down south join, they were like, give me my weed gon, give me my... And then I'll be saying, weed gone. So it won't take long, believe me. Do you know what I love about this? And Alan, I have to say, the reason I live in a flat is because I am intensely lazy. I only do anything that only do things that I absolutely have to. But the one time I had a house and I hated it because I hate gardening. I hate even just maintaining the front yard or the front garden. All of it, I hate it, detest it, have no interest in it whatsoever. But even I can do this, and even I would do this because it's so. I'll just go and spray. I like a good spray. I love a good. Now, you give me a pressure washer or a sprayer, I'll be there all the live long day. Yeah. Because it's like a toy. It's wee, and anyone can do this. Everyone can. In fact, I wouldn't recommend you get your kids to do the keep it clear. But I would say teenagers possibly could. I don't know. Anyway, stay tuned. The ITV audience is about to join. We're still on air till 3 a.m. So stay with us. We'll see you in a minute. And welcome to ShopOnTV. I've got all Mrs. Doubtfire, so I should have done that. Actually, I should have said welcome to ShopOnTV. Because another Scot, actually,
could have gone over
famous.
and take a seat.
I couldn't. Yes, haha. You've apparently just been watching Quantum of Solace, one of my favourites. My friend is in Quantum of Solace, actually. And also he's now one of the latest Mandalorians, or Mandaloria, I don't know what that is. But anyway, Simon Cassanides, if you're watching, hello. It's been a long time. Hope you're well. Now, please email us into the studio if you have any questions about what we're about to discuss. Do you have a patio? Do you have a garden? Do you have decking? Do you have garden furniture? Do you have a caravan, a camper home, a boat, a skidoo? Do you have outdoor planters? Do you have a conservatory? Do you have UPVC windows? Do you have decking, if I haven't said that already? Do you have crazy paving? Do you have a brick pathway? Maybe a yellow one. Do you have patio slabs, those multicoloured patio slabs? Do you have a bird bath? Do you have... what else? You get the idea. That sort of stuff. And is it green? Has it got green on it? You got red on you. Sorry, that's a film quote. Have you got green? Has it got green on it? Has it got moss? Has it got algae? Has it got lichen? If it does, we have a way of keeping it clear with a product called Keep It Clear. So that's coming up. But we're going to start very, very soon. And by the way, not only that, we also have a product that once you've kept it clear, you spray it on, a couple of days, it's all gone, and then you brush it, you sort of hose it away, and then you can seal it. We've got a sealant for it, and we've also got a super duper stain remover effectively for all of those surfaces as well. Now the weed gone, we're going to start with the weed gone from EnviroWorks because, and I've been told this by numerous independent sources now, experts in the horticultural industry, that there is a big shortage of weed killer at the moment. I wouldn't have known that, but this is what I have been told. You may have gone to garden centres and found that it's sold out. You may have found that it's in very short supply or limited to a certain number of purchases per person. Or you may have found that those who do have a ready supply have jacked up the prices. We only have, now just full disclosure here, we've been live on STV since just after midnight. Already the Scots have already taken a chunk of the stock. So a third of the stock that we had left is already wending its way to places in Scotland. We now only have about 60 of these left. There is no cap on how many you buy. If they work over 50 square meters, if you want or need more, buy as many as you need. It's only £21.99. It's very reasonably priced. Remember, you only pay the base postage and packing charge of £4.95. Now, we have got an additional £1 postage on this because it is heavy. So if you bought 5 of those, you'd pay £5 additional, but still only the one £4.95. So for 5, it would be £9.95. Does that make sense? But you've got to be quick and you have to check out right away if you want it. Already 10, 11, 12 gone now. Already. See, look, it's going to sell out in about 5-10 minutes. Get it, check out immediately, please. Look, even if it's, I'll keep you posted. Even if it's worth almost checking out just on the weed gone. Even if you think you're going to buy some of the other products, I know it means spending another £4.95 P&P. You can hold out as long as you want. In fact, what we'll do is we'll get our special guest to give you a really quick rundown of everything. Let's do that. Quick rundown, super quick, Alan, of everything that's in the show so people can make an educated choice. Alan Ellis is here.
Good morning.
He's like the Terminator when it comes to weeds and algae.
I'll be back, but your weeds will not be back.
Okay, 30 seconds on everything.
30 seconds. EnviroWorks, just like it sounds, it's great. When you spray this, it will start to work immediately. You can replant within 24 hours in the same area that you have used this, because after 24 hours it was 100% biodegraded.
Lovely.
And there is no glyphosate in this.
Zero. Okay, so that's what we're coming back to at the moment, but just literally grab it while you can. Here's the Keep It Clear. This is something even I would do if I had a house. It's easy to apply. Yeah. And what does it do and what do you do with it?
Moss, mold, algae, lichen or lichen, all of those type of things. This will get rid of those and keep it away for you as well. So this is great. This is a concentrate. You use 4 parts water, 1 part of the Keep It Clear. Wet the area and it will get rid of moss, mold, algae, all that green stuff. I will show you some examples as we go through. You can use it on all hard surfaces.
Let's show some of those. Look, cladding, roofing, stonework and masonry. I always talk to be cautious about masonry. Gutters, fencing and decking, PVC and aluminium windows, patios and paths, canvas awnings and sunshades. I mean, the list goes on.
And that caravan too. It's all hard surfaces.
Yeah, absolutely. And your boat, or if you've got a wave runner or a plane, maybe, if you're lucky enough to have a plane.
Yeah,
anywhere you've got those kind of moulds and algae and things like that, this is the stuff for you.
With the sprayer, I had a look today at somewhere else that you can watch television and buy things, and it was a sprayer for $34.99. So that goes to show you that genuinely is an incredible bit of value.
Now, everything we're about to talk about, you can buy individually, but we also have certain bundles for you as well to help you out. So the first bundle was the Keep It Clear with the sprayer. But once you've done the Keep It Clear, and you do this again every 6 months, and once you've done the Keep It Clear, and you've clear and everything, it's all lovely and free of algae and mold, or not, you know, what do you call it? What's the moss and all that kind of stuff. It makes sense to me that you'd want to then seal that so it doesn't grow back. So we've got the sealant, and that's what it does.
Yeah, and the sealant is great because this one here, maybe you have a 5-litre sprayer already and you think, well, I don't need one, but actually I would like this. The paving sealant, once you've used the Keep It Clear, it gets rid of all the moss, mold, algae, mildew, and of course the spores and in the pores, gets rid of the...
Spores in the pores.
Yeah, everything. And then basically what you would do, not only to keep that away for longer, but also to provide a UV protection, a nice bit of protection to your surfaces that you've sprayed the Keep It Clear onto. The paving sealant and proofer will protect it from growing back, but it also has other protections. It actually protects.
Yes, protects as well. So, and it will go exactly in wherever you use the Keep It Clear. You can also use the paving sealant. So it's not just paving, it's other stuff too, proofer. And basically that is also available, excuse me, on its own for $21.99. But if you do want it with the Keep It Clear, there is that bundle with the long hose trigger as well, we just showed you. Now, if you have on your paving areas, really sort of predominantly on, I would say, paving and pathways and things like that, if you have really nasty black spots that just nothing will get rid of, we have the Atomic solution for you. It is really powerful stuff. So it's the black spot remover.
Yeah. Now this is great. Now this is, as Rob said, don't use this. You wouldn't just get this and say, well, I'm just going to use this instead of the Keep It Clear. This really is the powerful job. It will get rid of those heavy black spots that are on there and that horrible discoloration. Maybe you haven't cleaned patio slabs for 20 years, maybe you've moved into a house and they are just destroyed and you think, well, I've got to change those at a cost of hundreds of pounds. Well, this here will bring them back to like
bring it back. Now, question, can you do the spray, it's the Keep It Clear first?
Yes.
And then if you suddenly go, oh, I've got all these black bits left over, is it before you seal it, if you seal it at all, you can then use the black spot afterwards?
Yeah, you would, yeah. Again, don't use the black spot remover everywhere. Use the go-to here, folks, the go-to, just trust me on this one. If you want to keep your garden cleaner, go to the paving sealant, go to the Keep It Clear, and then just do that, and it will bring everything up beautifully for you. And it will be
now's the time to do it.
And then you might think, oh, well, actually, I need something a bit heavier than that. You could then go for the black spot remover. But get the Keep It Clean first, Keep It Clear, and then put this as your secondary.
All of these items are online on our website at shopontv.co.uk. Just go to latest shows products. And just there it is, just to the left, it's garden maintenance with JCB, and that will show you all the bundles. Again, everything is available individually, but also we have a couple of bundles for you as well if you do want to save a little bit more money. The Weed Gone is already flying out. Again, there is a, and by the way, we're going to do a full explanation on the Keep It Clear and on the sealant and on the black spot remover momentarily. But once the Weed Gone is sold out, which will be probably in about 5-10 minutes, you've got to check out immediately on that. But again, buyers, there are about 85 people trying to buy, about 50 we've got left now that have checked through, that aren't checked through on the Weed Gone. So Alan.
Yes.
Weed Gone, what's it all about, Alan?
Well, okay, we all have weeds growing. This weather this year, we've all known it's warm, and it's been raining a lot as well, which is the best conditions for grass. The grass is growing a lot as well, and it's lovely and healthy. But it's also great for the weeds, and we find that the weeds are just growing out of everywhere, you know, and you see weeds coming out of walls and everything. So we need to get rid of them. And this is a typical weed. Let's just say we have this growing in your pathway. And then when we spray the Weed Gone onto it, you can see that is now dried out and it's crumbling.
How long before the after?
You will start to see it turning brown within an hour.
Oh.
But that picture is taking guaranteed no more than 24 hours after the first picture.
So next day?
Next day. And that's what you will see. This is a great formulation.
And there's no glyphosate in it at all.
Just about to say that to you. There's no glyphosate in this. Now, if you're wondering what is glyphosate, well, glyphosate is it's a chemical that they found in the 70s. And much like, and I always use this analogy, much like asbestos, which was a great insulator, and it was, we found out that's really bad afterwards. Much like they had lead in paint and thought that was great. Now we know how bad that is.
Yeah.
We now know that glyphosate is dreadful, okay? It's
Yes,
a really bad
yes.
thing. But it's used industrial in industrial weed killing because they can't find anything else. But we're talking about our home. So we don't want an industrial chemical. Well, I certainly don't, Rob.
No.
Around my garden.
Did you know there's a fast food restaurant that when they spray their potatoes for the fries, everyone has to, once the chemical has been applied,
Yes.
everyone has to stay clear for 5 days
Yes.
before they can go back to the field. That's anyway, Karen.
Yeah,
that was just an aside.
No, and I love that story. And I actually
Yeah.
heard that before, but I'm glad you reminded me of
Yeah.
it. And it is so true because we are spraying things and we're using things that we shouldn't really be using. But glyphosate is a great weed killer. I promise you, it's a great weed killer.
It's a great
But you
job,
don't want it in your house. Now, if you don't know what glyphosate is, just type in or ask your phone to tell you about glyphosate, and you'll soon find out. Because I don't want to tell you too much about it because it's quite shocking.
Yeah.
When you use this, then because it's from EnviroWorks, it begins to work immediately. Now, just look, please, you probably know this. But when let's say weed begins, you will always see the first little shoot, the first little leaf come out, or the first shoot and then a leaf or two. The leaves become the solar panels for the weed. So what they'll do then, Rob, is they'll take the power, the sun, change it, photosynthesis, very clever thing,
Yep.
send energy back down, and it will send up another stem with more leaves. Now you've got twice the amount of solar panels, and then it will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes, yes.
Okay?
It's an exponential reaction, isn't it?
Exactly. So what we want to do is we want to destroy that. We want to break that down. And the minute you put this EnviroWorks weed gun onto the soft tissue, the leaves, it gets into it and destroys the soft tissue of the weed and therefore kills it. It renders it useless.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. It completely dries out. You do see it drying out like that. But after 24 hours, and this is the magical part, even if you use this in borders or bedding where you're going to put plants in, let's say you're going to plant in the next week or so, you could use this, as much of it as you wanted to, and actually let it get into the soil. And in 24 hours from the time you sprayed it, you can replant in that very area.
It's completely
That's why this is from
100%
EnviroWorks.
100% biodegraded.
Gone.
Within 24 hours.
After 24 hours. 24 hours within 24, yes. You're
Within
right.
24.
After
So what are the sort of the applications in terms of safety for children and pets?
Well,
and the people applying it?
okay,
actually?
I want to read something to you actually, because this is quite, because it's from EnviroWorks, don't you know?
Yeah.
It says here, instructions for use. Listen to the language they use. It is good practice to wear gloves when using this product, although it is not a requirement. So that tells you that there is nothing nasty in here.
Right.
But what we always say, Rob, is you may have...
Some people are sensitive. I am
You may have a reaction to it, I may not. So just wear garden gloves, and if you have some, safety goggles, use them, but you don't have to. So that's
get yourself a sprayer. I mean, $19.99 if you want one. If you're getting one with the keep it clear, then you can always use the weed gun in there as well. You'd obviously just rinse it out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just give it a quick rinse.
Yes.
Even though both of them are technically killers.
Yes.
It's fine. But yeah, always give it a rinse.
And is this a concentrate or is this ready to use?
No, this is ready to use. This has to be such a precise formulation. They've got this ready for you.
So
by the
up
way,
to
can
50
I show
square
you this?
meters. Yes,
Look at that. This is
Made
here in the UK. In fact, I can tell you that it is made in Wigan. There you go.
Oh, that's near our studio where we shoot our shows for Freeview 89, where we always also broadcast.
Made in Wigan. So there you go. So it is a UK company, UK based, and which I think is great as well. And it's all manufactured here too.
So basically 1 litre per 10 square metres. So just you'll know your space. Calculate how much you need.
Rob, I'm not a fan, and I'm always honest. I'm not a fan of this. Well, this will cover this much because you may have big weeds. You've got to basically with the weed.
What happens if you have big weeds?
If you have,
like the really tall, like the nastiest, biggest sons of guns.
I would
this
always,
side of Texas.
I would chop them back. I would cut them back. But look, this is
But then on
for,
the stumps, you can use
You can put that as if you want. But this is for our average weeds. Do you know what I mean? For the everyday weeds that we see, dandelions and stuff like that, nettles and things like that. If you've got huge growths, this kind of thing popping up is
bindweed.
Bindweed, all of those things.
We've only got how many left? 35, did I hear? 35 left in stock. It's about to go limited stock again. Please check out right away. We don't know if we're going to be able to get it back because, like I said, it's limited now. There is a shortage of this in the country. We were given by our new garden supplier, who we're going to be working with, lots of gardening shows coming, hopefully to ITV, but certainly to Freeview 89, which is now our sister channel. If you want to watch us between midnight and 6 p.m. We will try and get it back. We don't know because there's a shortage. We've got it now. If you need weed killer, you know it's there. Get it while, because you know what? I know people are going to not buy it tonight. They're going to think, I need some weed killer. The weather's about to get good. This is the time to go out into your garden or whatever. You're going to go to the shop and get some, and oh, they've sold out. Oh, no, I wish I'd bought that from ShopOnTV the other night. So up to you, but you know, do yourself a favour. Why not get it while it's hit right in front of you? You know, literally, it's the gift horse looking you in the mouth, or looking at you, don't look at it in the mouth. Yeah. Would it kill clover?
Yeah, we've had an email. We've been inundated with an email.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. Oh, you can.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, you can email us. No, it will get rid of that. And what was the other one?
He's got a red creeping Time Lord.
Lawn.
Oh, Time Lawn. Time as in...
Yeah, T-H-Y-M-E.
Yeah.
Parsley,
like
sage,
rosemary and thyme.
Yeah.
And what does he want to know?
Yes.
Will it kill the time?
Yes, it will.
Right.
Yeah, it will. We all like to kill a bit of time now.
Don't.
Again, but not like that.
We all like to kill a bit, innit? He's a comedian.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Just don't spray the time.
Yes, anything, you know, it is a killer after all, and it will kill things because what it does is by its very nature.
And it's an indiscriminate killer.
Yes, so if you put on your rose or whatever, but yeah, so don't. Yeah.
It doesn't go, oh, that's time, I like time.
Yeah, I like time, yeah, it doesn't
leave
do
him
that.
alone. It's not like a garden gangster.
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah. But it is indiscriminate. It will kill wherever you spray it. And that's why we're saying if you are spraying, like I always say to people, get a piece of cardboard. If you have weeds in the middle of your garden, cut a hole in the middle of a piece of cardboard, slice it through, open it, and put it around. So you.
We got 20 left. 20 left.
We went limited stock when there was like 35 left. Isn't that just when we have
10%
just 10% left? So that tells you then if that's crazy.
It tells you something. I don't quite know what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big number gone.
You've got to check out. You've got to go buy because if you don't, maybe you'll cry. I didn't get my EnviroWorks weed gone.
Yes.
If everybody checks out, then, well, we'll be moving on to the next
thing. I reckon this is the only time I'm going to be talking about this tonight, quite frankly, because we will be moving on. It will be gone. But we did anticipate that anyway because of the shortage of weed killer.
Ready, Alan?
Yes.
The weed gone is almost gone.
Almost gone. But your weeds will be gone.
Gone up. We've been inundated with a second email.
Yes.
Sandra, hello, Sandra.
Hello.
Is it safe for pets and wildlife?
Yeah, it's fine. It's again, it says on this here. Read the back of it. It does say that it is safer to keep pets and kids away while it's wet. So when you spray it on and you can see that it's still sitting on the foliage and hasn't completely went into it yet, keep the kids away.
It's not horribly toxic.
No, there's nothing in here. Like it says, in case you've just joined, it says, it is good practice to wear gloves when using this product, although it is not necessary. So there's nothing nasty in this, okay?
Yeah.
So, and there's no...
10 left, 10 left.
Calling everybody. So you don't have to worry about bleaches and stuff in this, you know, so if you do spray it and somebody, you know, it's fine.
Well, we're moving on. Let's get on with it, shall we? Now, if you'd like this pressure sprayer on its own, we have it at a fabulous price of $19.99. You can use that with the weed gone, even if you're not buying anything else. We don't... How many of these have we got? Have we got a decent stock of these? Oh, we got loads of these. Good. So there's no fear of that selling out tonight.
Price, I think we're going to sell loads of them
well,
too.
yeah. I mean, $34.99 we saw on a competing another shop.
Yes.
Yes. Right. Let's again. If you have any questions, we have the expert of lawns and stuff, Alan. Actually, Alan's. What do we call you? A lifestyle host?
Yes.
I don't. At ShopOnTV, we don't like to have. I mean, unless that sometimes experts are applicable.
Yeah.
But you are a lifestyle host, so you know a lot about a lot of different
Look,
things.
basically, folks, for those of you who have been fortunate enough never to have seen me before, you lucky people. Sorry about tonight. No, what I do, and I genuinely have prided myself in 25 years of doing work like this. in representing brands, but more than that, I represent you, and this is absolutely true. I would never want to be walking down the street and someone say, oh, you said that was great and it was rubbish. I wouldn't do that. I give you how I find it. Now, can I just say something? If you look at this here, you can see it's half empty. Do you know why? The rest of it is around my house. Yeah, I brought this in today.
You've been using it.
I've been using it. Of course I use it. I use it all the time. But what I like to do is, and companies often come to me and ask me, you know, my opinion on things, because I look at products all the time.
Yeah.
I sit here in front of you with this to tell you that this is brilliant. It really is brilliant.
Okay,
and
well, let's talk through it, shall we? We've got 150 people shopping for this at the moment. Again, do check out. I just want to find out. We've got 2 left on the Weed Gone. If you don't check out now, you've missed it.
Yeah.
Sorry. You can beat somebody to it if you jump to the phones, because some people might leave it in their basket. As I always I try to keep telling people, and we genuinely mean this. It's not just some kind of hype. If it's in your basket, it's not reserved. It doesn't take it off of our stock or anything. The channel I used to work at, it did. If somebody put it in the basket, it took it off the stock. And so we'd sell out of things some nights, and we hadn't actually sold out. It's just people have put them in the basket. That's not how we work here. So someone on the phone could go there right now and order it, and that would pull it out of a basket. We're actually oversubscribed at the moment, so I don't think no matter what you can do, unless you're already in the checkout process, you probably have missed it. Let's do the keep it clear.
Yeah.
Any questions, ask Alan, and let's go through exactly how to use it,
right,
what to use it for, etc.
I'm going to stand up because I want to just go through.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, you please, you stay there.
Because I've got a gammy leg.
You have got a bad leg. So I'm going to show you some of the areas you can use this, okay? Now, first and foremost, I'd like to tell you that it is every single hard surface. So let me go through some. So whether it's decking, any type of timber, any type of concrete, any type of glass, plastics, downpipes, all of those things, garage doors, anywhere that moss, mold, mildew grows. And let me show you what I mean. Okay, you can use this. Now, clearly we can see the top half of this has not been treated. I put one single application on the bottom, and you can see the difference in the color.
Yeah.
This is green. You can see it's fine. This here is dead. It's gone brown. I can now brush that away. And one of the things that I always tell people, and we were discussing this earlier with the folks on STV, is that a lot of people will get, and I saw the lady across the road from where I live. I've just moved into a new place. I'm just going to pop this down. She had somebody come to clean her driveway with a pressure washer, and it was too late. She wasn't even there for me to go over and say, tell the guy to go away, but it's not my place to do that anyway. But what was happening is when you use a pressure washer, and this is absolutely fact, you get a pressure washer, and yes, you're cleaning, right? And you're cleaning away things like the moss, this green algae that you have here as well. You can see that here, and you can see where I've put one single application, okay, here, and you can see that difference. If I use a pressure washer to push this away, how does algae, moss, and everything travel, and how does it, you know, grow elsewhere?
Yeah, wind and water,
Wind
right?
and water.
Yeah.
So if I pressure wash this, I'm getting all of those spores, and I'm putting them everywhere else around the garden. I'm putting them onto the roof. I'm putting them on, because these will just float around.
You're helping to spread it.
Exactly. That's what you're doing. And you're moving it somewhere. I said, well, you're going to move home, but here's water that you love as well. And they go, oh, lovely, how perfect.
Don't worry, we'll send you off with everything you need.
Everything
to grow
you need.
furtively elsewhere.
So don't...
Which could be a wall, or it could be a windowsill, it could be a roof.
Okay, so for people who pressure wash, what you will find, I bet you're finding, you go, every year I go out and pressure wash, I have more to do. It's now, it wasn't there last year, but it's there.
You're creating your own work.
Genuinely, you are. But when you use this here, you dilute this with 4 parts water, 1 part, okay, between 15 and 30% dilution.
And how would you determine which?
I would just go with 20. Just go with
20.
Go with 4 parts water.
So in the sprayer, 4 gallons of water,
4 litres of water,
1 litre
of the Keep It Clear.
Keep It Clear, yeah.
And the reason for that is that you need to really saturate the area. Now, once you
we'll show that in a minute.
We'll show you that in a second, absolutely. But once you've used it, what it will do is it will get in and it soaks into the pores of the area you've sprayed it,
yes,
and it gets rid of it. It kills it from the spores,
from the
and
root.
The roots,
It's
as
like,
it
yes,
might be underneath,
absolutely.
how it clings on. Now, we would use this. I want to show you this here. Look at what I have in front of me here. Now, again, there you go. You can use it on walls. You can see the green on the wall. And it's always the
anywhere there's green, anywhere there's algae or moss or lichen.
Yes, even on the kids' play.
No, not even on the kids. On the kids' playhouses, right.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
Look at that.
I mean, that would be a
hazard.
slip hazard, wouldn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah, we both had the same idea just there. Slip hazard, but also very ugly. Now, people have asked me, some friends said, how come it's really clear at the back? Did you paint that? No, I did not. The reason it's clear at the back, that's a doorstep, and of course it has the guttering over it, so the water falls down and it hits about 2 or 3 inches forward, and that's where the water sits, and that's where it grows.
But look, like I said, plant pots, garden furniture.
I've got a plant pot here to show you
benches,
the difference on this.
Fences, yeah.
Anything and everything. Look at the difference.
So you could treat your fences before you, if you want to creosote them or varnish them or whatever.
I tell you, actually, let's delve into that a bit more in a second, if I may. Look at the line where I've done it. You can see clearly, treated, untreated, and that is a genuine effect. That is genuinely how it is. You can see that straight line. Algae, no algae. And again, it brings out and it makes the colours pop as well when I did that. The colours just popped on the front of that, and you can see that line again where it's coming back in, and you can see that clearly there. It is.
Could be decking if you've got decking as well.
Absolutely.
Guttering, look, cladding, roofing, gutters, stonework and masonry, fencing and decking, PVC and aluminium windows, patios and paths, canvas awnings and sunsheds. Yep. The whole caravan, actually, the caravan roof, absolutely. The motorhome roof. If you've got a boat, if you've got, whether it's a paddle boat or a motorboat, whether you've got maybe a wave runner or some such thing, a
skidoo.
Skidoo. It's just a different brand name. Wave runner is a brand name for Yamaha, I think. Skidoo is a brand name for something from.
Oh, because I heard a Sea-Doo, but not Skidoo.
Oh, maybe it's Sea-Doo. Maybe it's Sea-Doo.
I like Skidoo. I like that word. But yeah, any of those areas. And the great thing
is... That's for jet ski, whereas for the bike you run on is that's like a wave runner.
Right.
That's the Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo.
Anyway, you were saying?
I was saying, yeah. So basically, here's the thing as well, okay, because we're going to talk to you in a moment as well about the sealant. Now, if you go along and you use this and you use to keep it clear on all of those areas of your house, and then you do, and you get rid of it all, and of course it will keep it away, and of course it will take a while for it to reestablish and regrow. But what we can do is we can add to this with the paving sealant. We'll come to that in just a second. Yeah. But what I'm going to say to you is that when you do that and you protect your home, what can happen is next door, they can get the pressure washer, and then they might use that. They might not use something like this.
Oh, and they're sending it all over your way.
And they're sending it over your way. But when you have this in the paving sealant, you don't have to worry about it.
It protects against it.
It's protecting against it.
Well, it's like, you know, what do we say? It's like the difference between doing an undercoat and then putting the gloss coat on top.
Yeah, exactly.
The gloss coat is a protective coat.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you can just clean everything with the keep it clear, but to me, to keep it clear after, to stop it from coming back or from somebody else, you know, in the vicinity, throwing all of their green junk onto your lovely patios and whatnot, seal it. That's what the sealant's for. Now, we've actually put the sealant on its own at the bottom of the screen. Remember, everything is available separately. We are going to, obviously, we're giving you now the opportunity to get the Keep It Clear with the 5-litre sprayer. Super price on that because it's $19.99 for the sprayer, $21.99 for the Keep It Clear. You can buy the Keep It Clear on its own if you've already got a sprayer, or if you want to seal everything, we've given you a bundle with the Keep It Clear and the sealer. They go hand in hand, and they come with a 5-litre trigger hose anyway. And also, if you use the Keep It Clear and find you've got black spots and really bad stains on certain things, then we also have the solution for that as well. But I want you to understand this is something you do every 6 months, so twice a year. So in other words, you buy this now. This probably, depending on the size of area you're spraying, this may last you for a whole year. If you think you've got a large area you're going to spray, maybe get a couple of bottles of either just the Keep It Clear or the Keep It Clear and the paving sealant. Get the bundle, get a couple of the bundles. That's the biggest saving, right? And then you're good all year round. It's the sort of thing I would do. It's actually, I mean, I hate gardening. I hate all of that sort of stuff. That's why I live in a flat, because I don't want to garden. I don't want the hassle of maintaining a garden, front or back. But if I did, this I would do. This bit I would enjoy doing. So anyone can do it. If you've got green anywhere or on any of the things we've described that looks ugly or is a slip hazard and you want to get rid of it, now's the time as the weather gets better to do it. We'll explain exactly when you apply it, how you apply it and everything else. Well, in fact, I'll tell you what, we've got a great video that will show you how to fill the sprayer and apply the Keep It Clear. And if you think that the person who's presenting this little segment has any resemblance to Alan Ennis, it's purely coincidental.
So when it comes to filling up your 5-litre JCB sprayer, it doesn't get much easier because what they've done actually here is created and given you a funnel to pour into. So let me show you how it's done. Simply twist the handle, and take out the inside. That's your pressure sprayer, and of course then it's very easy to fill up. Now in this instance, I'm going to be putting in the JCB Keep It Clear, which needs to be diluted. So in this instance, I put in 4 litres of water, and I'm going to pour in 1 litre of the JCB Keep It Clear. Little top tip from Alan, don't pour like that, it glugs. Turn it on its side and you get a lot less glugging. And then fill that up 1 litre. So I'm using a 20% ratio. Once that's done, simply pop this back in, give it a twist, and once it's in nice and tight, you can then put the pressure in by pumping this around 20, maybe 25 times, but you'll know when it's absolutely filled with air and pressure, and then you go along with your thumb switch and you spray it to your heart's content. And when it comes to using any of the products inside of this JCB pressure sprayer, well, it couldn't be any easier because, number one, you have a shoulder strap, so that's taking all of the weight for you. You can simply place it on the ground, or of course you can carry it with the carry handle. But in this instance, I'm using the JCB Keep It Clear inside here to get rid of moss, algae, and all of those horrible things around your garden, the green stuff that you don't want. So how do we apply this? Well, we simply press the trigger spray and we put it all over the area that's affected, whether it be moss, algae, lichen, or any of those things. And what we want to do is we want to give it a wet, a really good wetting, just like I'm showing you here. Now, the reason that we put plenty of the Keep It Clear from JCB down is that we want the area to be saturated. Now what's happening here is that it is now penetrating through the problem area and going into the pores of the stone or the wood or whatever we put it onto, and it's going into the pores and therefore killing not just what you can see but what you can't see as well. And how quickly can you cover areas? Well, of course, with this sprayer we can adjust the nozzle to get a different spray, and you can see that as I turn it, more of a fan spray. So look, I can cover large areas quite quickly with this. So this is your pavement, it can be your roofs, it can be your caravans, it can be pretty much anything, any hard area outside. Now I want you to notice that if you start losing pressure, all you do is simply pop this off your shoulder and give it a pump like so. And again, you will feel that resistance happening, and it's starting to become quite resistant now. Now I'm done. Now remember I said you can use the carry handle? Well, of course, if I'm walking, I can have it like this, as opposed to being on my shoulder, or of course, just leave it on the ground. Now, one more thing as well to tell you about this is great because JCB have really thought this out. You don't have to keep your thumb on here if you're doing large areas. You can press it down and it will pop back out again. Press it down, push it forwards, and it locks into place. So I don't even have to hold my thumb on all of that. And again, here we go. All that is done. And now I know that within a couple of days, I'm going to see massive, massive differences in that moss. If you're working on a slope, always start at the top and let it roll down. And that's just how easy the 5-litre pressure sprayer is to use from JCB.
Now, I've been trying to tell everyone on the team what an amazing presenter, because you were a presenter before you really guested products, weren't you?
Yes.
This Alan Ennis, anyone from Ireland, he was the sort of Jeremy Clarkson on the island's equivalent of Top Gear.
We did, yeah. It was called the driving seat. Just want to say, accelerators. Just want to say that Horley tonight in Surrey is alive with viewers right now.
Is it Horley?
Yeah. Barry the bus.
Oh, hi. Hello, Barry the bus.
Yes, and Simon is with him at the
moment.
Simon,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Derek Murphy. Where would you think a man called Derek Murphy would be from? I know he's living in Horley.
I'm assuming you want me to say Ireland.
Yes, he is. Derek Murphy's Irish.
Okay.
Yeah, Derek Murphy's watching that. Hello, Derek.
Hello, Derek.
My great friends. Barry, the bus, said that Barry Nurse is his name, but he drives the bus. We call Barry.
Right.
He said he loves watching and gets great, great pleasure in watching both of us.
Oh.
And he said, say hello to your pal Rob as
well, thank you very much, Barry. Appreciate it. By the way, Leslie also has emailed in, not Leslie, producer Leslie, but a viewer Leslie.
Oh, hello.
And she says, you're my favourite TV shopping host.
Oh.
Thank you. And she says, oh, They are. Oh, she's going to get me started here. She said she's a Yorkshire lass, and she wants me to do a dating show or a new series of Cracker. That's on the cards to try a game show. Certainly, we talked about this last night. I won't waste time tonight, but I am hoping one day I will. I've got a whole synopsis about how I would play Fitz's son, because I'd be about the right age, but in a slightly different discipline. But yes, I know I have the Robbie Coltrane. I'm also up for Hagrid, hopefully. Still waiting. We're waiting for a showrunner for Harry Potter to drop. They're about to announce.
A TV series of Harry Potter.
TV series of Harry Potter. 9 seasons. Each book's going to be a series. And I've thrown my name into the hat with the executive producer. And so,
if I had a hat, I'd throw my name in.
Yeah. I don't know which house it was from, but anyway, actually, what was the name of the hat that used to choose the houses? It was it was the what hat?
Choosing hat.
It was the choosing hat, wasn't it? For some reason, my brain thought that's far too simple. Anyway, thank you very much, Leslie. I appreciate that. Please check out your baskets. We're massively busy. We're going to have many people missing out. So, I mean, has the weed gone sold out? We've got 1 or 2 left. Quickly check out if you want the weed gone. Now we've got 55 people with it in the baskets, and we've only got a couple of them left. Now we had another question from a lady whose name Kaz. Hi Kaz, thank you for watching. She wanted to know about bird baths, whether you can use the Keep It Clear on bird baths.
Yes, you can do, but again, what you would do is use it, keep it away, let it dry, give it a couple of days, and then you can go back to it. It's fine.
Fine. So, or if it's one that you can't easily move, then I suppose you could always cover you stop the birds from coming. You don't want the birds to drink the Keep It Clear when it's been applied, do you, basically? But yeah, if you can protect from that, then you can definitely. When would you apply the Keep It Clear?
Okay, so rule of thumb is what you want to do is, because you dilute this, and it's not diluted, it's not like, orange cordial that if you drank it neat, it's too strong. And this isn't too strong on its own. As it is now, it's perfect. But the reason that you add the water to it is that you need to really saturate the area that you're using it on, that you're spraying it. If you're doing a water offense, start at the very top and stay up there for a while and let it run down. You want plenty of coverage. On the floor, you want it to look quite wet, okay? And the reason for that is the water acts as a barrier, as a holding agent.
A carrier, you mean, not a barrier?
A carrier.
A carrier.
A carrier. Yes. It acts as a carrier. So did I say barrier?
You said barrier.
Acts as a carrier.
It's a carrier.
So yeah, so it's all there, and the Keep It Clear is mixed in it, all the active ingredients, and then it soaks through not only the algae or the moss or the lichen or lichen, yeah. It goes right through it, soaks through, and as it's doing that, the water is helping it go through, but then the water will evaporate away, leaving behind the active ingredients, and they're the ones that will then help keep the algae and lichen away for some time as well.
I believe a lichen is a werewolf and it's lichen, but anyway.
Some people pronounce it lichen.
I know, but a lichen is also
But you're right, it is a werewolf, yes.
For any Underworld fans, but I do want to say this. This is absolutely goof-proof. This is absolutely perfect for anybody that hates...
That's brilliant.
It's true, though.
Goof-proof.
It's goof-proof. It's so easy, even I could do it. It's also it's kind of fun to apply. It's safe to apply. And essentially, if you have brown fingers like me, i.e. not green fingers, don't know what you were thinking, but anyway, wherever I've been putting them, in the soil, clearly, or maybe the chocolate fountain. Anyway, moving on. So the... shh! You're going to get me in trouble. Stop it. I'm digging a hole quicker than I can pedal out of it. What was I saying? Something. Oh, yeah, if you have brown fingers, you can do it too. So here's the thing. Stop it. All these saucy so-and-sos. If you have a house and you go outside and you have a look and if you've got a pathway and it's got green stuff on it, if you've got crazy paving, or if you've got a brick pathway, or slabbing, or whatever the different types may be, and you've got algae and lichen or lichen and moss and stuff growing, If you look on, maybe you've got a caravan, or maybe you've got a motorhome, or maybe you've got, I don't know, maybe you've got guttering, maybe you've got fencing and decking, maybe you've got PVC and aluminium windows, all the stonework and masonry on the outside of your house, your cladding, your roofing, the actual roof itself. If you've got fencing in the back of your garden, if you've got a patio in the back, decking in the back, all the things that are on there, right? If there's green on them, and you don't want the green to be there because it looks ugly or it's slippery, get the Keep It Clear. It will take you no time at all, right, to spritz this around on the. You just apply it to the green areas liberally, and 2 days later, it's all basically dead, and then you can just wash it off. And then if you wish, you can then seal it to make sure it doesn't come back and it's protected from any green spores that are flying around from somebody else's garden using the paving sealant and proofer. Simple. Job done. Job's a good one, right? It is so illogical a way to solve a problem that maybe people didn't know how to do. And you do it twice a year, right?
Twice a year.
Yeah.
Can I'm going to go up here.
Yeah, go up there.
With me. I want to just.
Yeah, no, I'll come. I don't mind.
Come with us then.
All right.
I want to. Sorry, I didn't.
Hold on.
I didn't do my TV walk.
TV, and it's like Steve Austin.
So we're going that way. It's you have to do that funny walk. Have you ever seen people genuinely? You see people walking on TV, and they always walk differently. It's like
and you have to stand up. You have to stand up differently as well.
Yeah, so I want to just run down the counter here because I've just got some ideas.
You want to run down the counter?
Yes,
Oh,
you know what I mean. So first and foremostly, I have this here, just a little mock-up. Thank you, Tony, and my father-in-law.
A little mock-up
for me. A little mock-up of an outside lean-to roof, or an outside loo roof, or an outside shed roof. Felt.
I couldn't have made that if I'd done that. It wouldn't have been a mock-up. It would have been it would have rhymed with mock-up.
All right, yeah. So you would have your felt roofs. Again, I have to move swiftly on from that one. Felt roofs, any type, where there's a flat roof as well. What tends to happen is you get all of this moss around. Now, I want to show you something here, okay, because this is quite extraordinary, I think. So if I just pick up this piece of moss just here, right, and I squeeze it, right, look at how much water it's held.
Is that stunt moss or is it real?
No, it's real moss. Look at how much water it's held. It's just running down there.
That one's Kate.
It's Kate. Very funny. And basically, why I say that to you is moss holds a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
And it will grow as well. If you get little bits of it coming in, it can actually end up moving tiles and dislodging them as well.
Well, it can also rot your roof, can't it?
Rot
Stuff
the roof
like that.
as well, because it does get into it.
It's a sponge, but it's a biological sponge, really.
We can use it on tiled roofs, we can use it on slate roofs, we can use it on anything. So it doesn't matter where you spray.
So your garden shed as well as your actual house.
Absolutely. You know, fascias, soffits, all of those things. It doesn't matter if it's a hard surface, you can spray it onto it. Now, in contrast to that, let's move down to the next little item.
Moving on, wait, we do the TV show.
Oh, yeah. Is this just here? So because there are no bleaches in this, well, you can use it. I use it on things like the cushions and things, because we leave these out and they get in the rain.
Bucket of clean.
Yes,
they
especially
really are.
in around the sides. Just
what about
here.
car roofs?
That
here
as well.
Yeah, you've got convertible car roofs.
Yes,
yes,
absolutely. No bleaches and acids in it. If it does have the moss and the kind of the
algae.
Yes, you can use it, and then you could use the sealant after it as well, I'm sure.
There you go. So, and would you need to wash it? So basically, you apply it, and then when everything's dead, then you just hose it off.
Hose it off, yeah.
And then wait for that to dry and apply the sealant. Jobs are good.
Jobs are good. Just going to pop this away for a second because it's in the way. So what I'm going to show you here now is Barry the Bus. Did he text you? Did he?
No, he did.
Did he?
Barry, you can text me now. I've got Alan's phone right here. Fencing. Do you fence?
Yes, I don't fence.
Oh.
But I fence.
I'm sorry, I was on this earlier.
You weren't sure, were you?
No.
So this is genuine again. Got this from Uncle John's house. I should say that. But
the whole Ennis family get enlisted whenever he does a show.
Yes. Have a look at this so you can see how green it is, especially along here and stuff. And you can see where I've sprayed the Keep It Clear on this top part.
Yes.
Now, and this is a big problem as well, if you wanted to paint this or to stain it, what people will do is they'll get sandpaper and sandpaper this away or try and blast it away somehow. You're not going to get rid of the spores in the pores.
No, the spores in the pores.
So the thing to do here is to use the Keep It Clear, and it gets into the pores and kills everything. So now I can treat this, and I'm not worried about this algae growing back out through it. So please use it on fencing.
Now,
all
you
of those
said we
things.
were going to do a deep dive on fencing before you creosote or varnish and it could be or a park bench type thing or
Yes.
a pub bench.
Well, pretty much I've just said that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
So because, look, as I said, if you were to try and get this, and this is genuine, if I tried to get this green away from here by rubbing it down with sandpaper or, some, what's that stuff called, a metal-y type?
Like a wire brush?
Wire
wool?
brush, exactly, wire wool. All you would do is you would get rid of what you can see, but not what you can't see.
Yeah.
And then if you did paint onto that or
I
stain
see.
it,
Then that was.
it will then grow back out through that. It will push it forward.
So in other words, you're
through.
killing down to the root level, the very literally the whole plant, if you want to call it that, or whatever the technical scientific name is.
Yeah.
So and this obviously is untreated wood, but you wait for it to dry. It will soak in. Wait for it to dry. It's done its job, and then when you seal, you're sealing clean algae, moss, lichen, seeded free wood.
Yeah, exactly. So when you
and protecting it.
so when you seal it, it will never ever gonna survive. See how clever we are tonight.
No, I see. Now it's once you now. Would you now then? Once you've used the Keep It Clear on this, before you did creosote or varnish, if that's what you're going to do, would you use the sealant first?
I would not.
Because you wouldn't need it. Because
No,
you're
you wouldn't need it
sealing.
because you're putting on.
You're using a different sealant.
Yes, exactly. So I wouldn't
So
use
anything
that
you're
in
keeping naked that you're
that.
not sealing.
He texted you, by
after.
the way. Look.
Oh, he did. I've got my glasses and I can't read.
Hi,
it.
Rob. Really enjoying the two of you. Simon is recording this because he can't believe his mate is on TV and mentioned him. You guys are brilliant.
Oh, thank you, Barry. I feel like I know you already.
Barry.
I want to see what kind of bus does he drive. Just
Oh, the big one. But he drives one that's hydrogen powered.
hydrogen.
Yes.
Do you know the wheels on the bus go round and round?
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Even when it stopped?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
Barry, you need to educate this man.
Yeah, let's take a selfie.
By
and
the
send it
way,
back to him.
the sorting hat. Thank you, Malmo. I can't believe I'm so sorry about. I should know that. Hagrid, hello. I'm taking a photo now.
Let's do it with the cameras behind
Okay,
as well.
yeah, okay.
And then we'll send that to Barry the boss.
Okay. And we're doing this for everybody.
There
If you
go.
want a selfie,
We'll put that up on our site.
selfie of us, let us know. That's right. No, I'm so sorry if I'm pretending to be Hagrid now.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's the sorting hat. I came earlier. I was almost late. Because it took me forever to find somewhere to park Buckbeak, and thank God I didn't bring Fluffy because he takes up 3 parking spaces.
He's genuinely great at accents. He does it. You've done a Russian accent in a few programs too. And
I have.
yes. In Tetris.
My reels are available on Vimeo.
Yes.
Vimeo.com/RobLock with an E. Anyway, let's. Sorry.
Look at this here.
Shameless promotion.
Look at the screen here.
Ceramics, plant pots, brickwork.
You name it. It does it.
It does it.
But you can see that clear line down here where I've done. You can see how much better this side is than that side, and you can see what it's done. So again, you can use that there. Let's move on.
Do you know what
a bit
I would
more.
say, Alan?
Yeah.
That side is dirty, but I would liken it, the other side, to being clean.
Oh, Look at us.
Thank you. I'll be here all night. Don't forget to tip your waitress, folks.
I'm more connected with you tonight, aren't I?
You are. Last night you were nervous, weren't you?
No, I wasn't nervous. I was doing a new product, and I kept thinking so much. This here,
Tonight
I
I feel we're in
much.
sync.
Yes.
Oops, I did it. No, that was Brittany. What's an in sync song?
Oh, goodness knows.
don't.
Yeah,
Who knows?
goodness knows.
Right, I'm going to sit down again. Now
Yeah,
we've
sit
come
down.
back to the chair.
So,
Hey!
if we look here at the moss that's growing just here, and you can see that I've sprayed from here down. Now, this is an example of where you would potentially say to yourself, I need the black spot remover, okay?
That's right. We're
Because
moving on to that. Yes. We'll change
just
the bundle.
here-
So here's the bundle with the black spot and the sealant.
This here, you can
Available
see
individually if you wish.
that it didn't get rid of this. But you can see down along here, it's gotten rid of the moss. That is what this one is for. But the black spot remover is for big jobs like this. So if you had got, paving slabs like this that clearly haven't been touched in years, I would suggest you use the black spot remover.
But this,
But you'd be using it sparingly.
Would you, if you're a park attendant,
Yeah.
or if you have a business, so this could be not just used for your home, but it could be used for a business. Is this strong enough to use in a commercial environment? Obviously, as long as those expenses are paid for you, if that's necessary. delivery, or your company buys it or reimburses it or what have you.
Yeah, it's a really,
a coffee
really strong.
shop. Maybe you've got a little shop that does lunches or brunches. Say, you know, in the area.
Brunch box.
The brunch box. Say what area?
Salbrook Road in Salford. Yeah.
In Salford, in Surrey. Yeah.
Opposite Booker and by the Custody Centre. Yeah.
That's Alan's place, Alan and his lovely wife Ellie, and they do a stunning lunch. So yeah, so you can use. So I know I kind of ended up digressing, but can you use this in a commercial environment? Of course
you can. This really is. It's all powerful. It really is. It is incredible stuff, and that is the bottle you get there. It's 5 litres again. Now, what I would suggest to you with this is certainly have a one of the what would you call it for it? The sprayer. Excuse me for
the sprayer.
Now I'm going to show you and
we'll show you that little video again in a minute.
Yeah. I'm going to show you
this package. I just want to sorry, Alan. This package, the black spot. I keep saying the black spot. I just keep thinking. I'm sure the black spot was an episode of Doctor Who. It was a pirate ship. The black spot remover with the paving sealant. We put that together as a bundle for you with the long hose trigger.
Yeah.
But you can use that in the sprayer as well. Okay. Everything's better in the sprayer.
Everything's better in the sprayer.
You can get the black spot on its own as well.
If you've ever used one of these sprayers, it doesn't matter how good it is. When you spray it, the way it comes out, you get drips. And if I'm using this, quite frankly, I don't want this on my hand. Yes, you could wear gloves, and you should be wearing gloves. But let me show you something, okay? I say use the 5 litre sprayer. This is what you should do. When you use this and you put it in, because you're not going to use it all straight away, I would simply get this, and this is designed so it'll come off, like so, and stick that there onto your sprayer. Now and then you know exactly what's in there.
Because you wouldn't want to use a sprayer with that in it, because that stuff is powerful.
This is really powerful.
Even if you did rinse it, you wouldn't then want to use it with clean water, because you could use one of these to water your flowers,
and
your plants. So now the Keep It Clear and the paving sealant, those you could rinse this. They're not so sort of harsh that if they were cross-pollinated in the sprayer, as long as the sprayer was cleaned out.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put anything else. I'd keep the sprayer
I would keep that
just for your blacks.
Yeah, just keep that on. Keep that sticker on. But listen, it really is a powerful formulation, so please be aware of that. And it tells you on the back of it what to do. So
what are we going to be careful of? How do we do it?
Okay, so basically wear gloves when using this product. Product is ready to use and can be applied neat through watering can or spray equivalent. So basically apply it directly on, and you will see in the back, and then leave it for a couple of hours, and then you must rinse it away. Okay,
right,
you don't leave this because if kids walk on this or the pets.
So keep the kids and the pets absolutely clear.
This is.
It's the atomic solution for really tough stains.
Yeah.
It will shift the stains at the end of the day. So as long as you follow the precautions, you're okay. I'll read out some more emails in a moment, but can I just draw your attention to, I want to go through this clearly. I know there's a lot of choice, and it's the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that's really confusing. So if you go to shopontv.co.uk, allow me to take you on a little story. The Weed Gone, I'm surprised, has that not sold out? We got two people that haven't checked it. There are 2 left. If you check out now, you'll get it. You'll beat somebody literally 2 just hanging on like dingleberries. So we've got those. Look at the before. Look at the after. That's 24 hours after you've applied. And again, it will get rid of all different. If you go to the next one, Leslie, please. They're all different. No, I meant the next slide. Next slide, please, love. Yes, it kills weeds in under 24 hours. Next, please. And there we go. It's all around the garden, apparently, I think that says. Things like dandelions. And, well, you know, the information's all there. You can click to enlarge if you need to. I thought I'd be able to read it better than that. But, yeah, 2 left. Come on, ladies. There's such a shortage at the moment of weed killer in this country. Now, there's a shortage at ShopOnTV as well now. We've only got 2 left. Right, now, let me take you through, first of all, everything. No, wait, Leslie, hold. Here we go. I'm going to begin a journey. With respect to the Keep It Clear, the sealant that you would apply after the Keep It Clear, and the spot cleaner that you would use as needed if there are terrible spotty stains on your pavements and such. They are all available individually, 5 litres for £21.99. Got that? So you can pick and mix. The sprayer, the 5 litre pressure sprayer, also available on its own for £19.99. We don't know, maybe you've got loads of sprays, you don't need those in a bundle. Maybe you don't need the black spot remover because you know that you're just going to use the Keep It Clear and you're just going to use the sealer because you haven't got particularly dirty patios or areas that you need to clean. So we've given you the option to mix and match. However, we've also given you the option of some bundles that will save you money. So let's start with the Keep It Clear and the sprayer. That's the most common assortment or collection. That's $29.99. So bear in mind, $21.99 for the Keep It Clear, $19.99 for the sprayer. So we're saving you £12 basically when you buy them together. Okay, so that is item number, I can't read it from here, but it's, just read it to me, Leslie, if you would, 696088, 696088. Now, maybe you're going to say to yourself, well, look, it's fairly logical, Rob, that if I'm going to use the Keep It Clear, which I do twice a year, every 6 months, I'm also going to want to seal it afterwards to prevent all of the stuff from growing back. So, therefore, we have created a bundle, which is the Keep It Clear 5 litre and the paving sealant 5 litre. That's also saving you about £12. That's 440995, and that comes with a long hose trigger, because maybe you don't have a pressure sprayer. Now you could get that bundle and the pressure sprayer on its own if you want. You see, you kind of do you, babe. So now if you've got the Keep It Clear that you're buying with the pressure sprayer or on its own, but you also want a bundle that gives you the black spot remover and the paving sealer, we've given you those together as well. PayPal available on all these. Remember, it's got to be a minimum of £30, £30 to £2,000 on PayPal. So you can get the individual, if you put the individual items into your basket, as soon as the total goes over £30, PayPal will become available for you to spread the cost over 3 months interest-free if you wish to apply for that. So that is £35.99, again saving you about 12 quid, if I think from this distance. It's just, so those are all the different options. You pick and mix as you wish. We wanted to save you some extra money though, so by joining together complementary items. Does that make sense? Apparently I've had a very lovely email, so okay. Go ahead, Leslie, what's the lovely email? Hello, Leslie. Is this thing on? Hello?
Folks at home, if you just could, if you could just hear what happened, it was hilarious.
I literally, just silence. Leslie said to me, oh, you've had a lovely email. So what's the email? Okay, so Liam says, I'm listening through my little earpiece thing. Just wanted to say that he loves my energy, apparently, thank you. Whenever he visits his parents for the night, he always turns on the TV and always watches me in the early hours of the morning. Thank you, Liam. Somehow I always manage to make him smile with my random conversation. I keep trying to tell my boss that my random conversation actually, it means something to people. So Liam's wanted to email for a while, but chose now to do so. He said, I would make an amazing Hagrid. Thank you. I really, really am hoping I get that, seriously. Unless they go right off kilter. With the casting. If they keep it anything close to the original, then I stand a good chance. But he also loves me in all the shows like NCIS that I was in. I was in 2 of the NCISs, and Scorpion and so on and so forth. He said that I may be a great host for products, but apparently I'm an inspiration to him in other ways with you know, the other things that I do. Wow. And he said, keep up the good work. And he'd love a big shout out to his partner, Shana. Well, first of all, Liam, thank you very much for those incredibly kind words. It's nice. You know what? Even if I'm an inspiration, or even if I entertain just one person a night, it's worth coming into work. Do you know what I mean? I know I've always been on the sort of mainstream sidelines of entertainment, but it's bizarre. And I was talking to Alan about this when we were in the car on the way up, and I was telling him about some of the big breaks that I had that just then didn't go anywhere. That's it. Walter Matthau always used to say, all you need to make it in the in entertainment is 80 really big breaks. And I've had quite a few. But those are stories for the memoirs and for another day. But I appreciate it hugely. I keep soldiering on. Usually people always ridicule actors until they make it, and then they eat humble pie. I hope that day will come one day. But anyway, I thank you. And to Shana, right? Shana, thank you so much for watching. And I tell you what, it sounds like you have really made a good choice with Liam. He seems to be an incredibly wonderful human being. And I think that you, after this evening is over, you need to make me a promise. And I think you need to lead him into the bedroom and have some nighttime cuddles. Okay? Thank you. You can just call me the Love Doctor. And you can see more of me, apparently. Oh yes, Paul just said, "You want to see more of me?" I'm not taking me kecks off, Paul. I've told you that before. No, we're on Freeview Channel 89.
Shop on TV also broadcasts every day from midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89, with an even wider range of must-have products at market-beating prices. So, check your electronic program guide for the latest show schedule and tune in daily to grab the offers while they're still available. There's more to see with Shop on TV. Shop on TV broadcasts across the nation every day from midnight to 3 a.m. on ITV1 and STV and midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89. Away from your television, we've got you covered. The live broadcasts are also streamed on our website at shopontv.co.uk and on our YouTube channel at ShopOnTV Live, where you can catch up on anything you've missed. So, why not make it your daily ritual to tune in and check out the latest and greatest on offer? Outstanding quality, incredible value and superb savings with Shop on TV. At Shop on TV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly and conveniently and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service every step of the way from design to dispatch. You'll find us on ITV1 and STV from midnight to 3 a.m, Freeview Channel 89 from midnight to 6 p.m, and on YouTube at ShopOnTV Live. Our daily broadcasts are your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So when it's time to shop, shop on TV. There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with Shop on TV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with Shop on TV. After you've ordered from Shop on TV, we aim to deliver your purchases as quickly as possible. Postage and packing charges cover standard UK delivery, which is normally 3 to 5 working days, though depending on the carrier, you could receive your products sooner. Certain items may be offered with expedited delivery for a nominal extra charge. We'll give you a delivery estimate every time you place an order. Not going to be home or prefer to have your packages arrive at a different address? No problem. Just enter the destination information when you check out. Once you pay, it's on the way from Shop on TV.
Hi, you're watching Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock, with an E, and Alan Ennis with a S. The S stands for sassy, apparently.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Now, Alan is very sad that he hasn't had any lovely emails about him.
This is on.
But all I want to say is that's tough. More about me. So,
a lot of people say that I'm self-centered, but that's enough about them.
Very good.
I did say that last night too, and
you did. I did catch it. I did catch it.
Thanks,
Pat. So what was the other? So, Carol did say. Carol said hello to you.
Oh, did she? Hi, Carol.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
Carol.
She says, "How are you today?"
Top of the morning to you. Very good.
Oh, good.
You know,
yeah.
people in Ireland don't say top of the morning to you.
No.
No, we don't.
And then Carol says, apparently I'm an amazing actor, thank you. Doesn't want to lose me from Shop on TV. I'll be honest that if and let's be hopefully when if I'm Hagrid, I probably wouldn't have time to do both. I'll try. I will try.
May I
I'll come and do
read out-
special. I'll come and do special Harry Potter memorabilia.
May I read the next email?
Go ahead,
Because
yeah.
then it's me telling
Okay,
about
yes,
you what
please,
people are
yes.
saying.
Okay,
so
sure,
I will
sure.
be dictated to via my.
So yeah.
Bianca has emailed in.
Yes.
Now she said you're a really good presenter. And you would be an amazing Hagrid.
Thank
so that's
you.
a lot for someone to say that. And if she doesn't, she said if you don't get cast in that role, she will be shocked. And
thank you very much. And she emailed again.
She emailed again afterwards. Now, you've given it away now. Like
Oh, sorry.
You're not supposed to hear this.
Yeah.
Not many people can keep the attention of an audience as long as you do. You don't get enough praise for your presenting skills. And that's just some of the things that have been said. You must get the Harry Potter part. You must.
Thank you very much. Maybe we should start a petition. Actually, it's a bit early because
because sometimes this room's a bit big, and I think a partition around there would be...
No. You misunderstand for comedic effect. Not a partition, a petition.
Oh, right.
No, but it's a little early because they haven't hired a casting director yet. They're still hiring the writer, but 6 degrees of separation, right? If somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, I mean, David Heyman and I have been emailed. We've emailed once. He's the exec producer, was the exec producer of the Wonka film, Paddington film, so many colossal successes. He's an amazing guy and an amazing producer. And I'm not just saying that because I want the role. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. My hat's in the ring. You never know.
And because
it could happen. A miracle could happen.
Because this is ITV, you never know who might be watching right now.
No, that's very true. And thank you for all your kind emails. I really appreciate it. I don't take compliments very easily, actually. I'm usually like, yeah. But
I've not noticed that about you.
Well, no, because I actually rather people give me critique about things I can do better than... But I'm so... And anything I can do for you, if you've got a birthday and you'd like us to sing happy birthday, we will. If you'd like us to send a message to a loved one, which you can record and send to them, we will. We're like that website, where you can get messages and stuff, but we're free. But also, if you want to buy some amazing garden products, and if you'd like to send us any emails with questions about those... Alan is here with us. Alan has fingers that are greener than the most verdant countryside. He could touch you and you turn into an azalea.
I said to my wife Ellie yesterday.
Yeah.
She's like you. She worries about things, and I told her that she needs to embrace her mistakes, and she cuddled me.
Oh. Anyway, I think is the word we're looking for. Tell us about. Now we've got to get back to see. Once we get into these discussions, I love talking. I'd love to do a show just like that. We've got to do that for Ireland.
Maybe you could call it the lock-in or something like that.
Unlocked. Yeah.
Or unlocked.
Unlocking was the one in the pub.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Yeah. But let's keep it clean, apparently. Oh, no, keep it clear.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it clear.
Yeah.
That,
right.
ladies
keep
and
it
gentlemen,
clear.
it's called a segue.
Yeah.
And that's not something you ride down the street.
Now, by the way, this is empty. Is it half empty or half full?
It's half full, I would say.
This is half full because I genuinely have been using this around my house. Now, I went around. This is, again, absolutely
So you've been
true.
pilfering free product?
Learning.
Learning.
Yes, pilfering. I use this much to do all of our house. Now, what we have is, to give you an idea, I've got a driveway for a car.
Yeah.
We've got a pathway going to the front door. We've got around the front door, I've got a little porch that's UPVC. I've got UPVC windows. I've got a side passage as well.
Have you?
Of a ginnel.
Lucky you.
Yes. And then at the back.
Did you say a ginnel?
A ginnel.
What's a ginnel?
Well, it's a little alleyway, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Then we've got a little bit of a patio area.
Sure that I had that removed once.
Maybe you did. Maybe that's why you're not funny. Maybe it's being funny. Oh, that was low, wasn't it? That was low.
That was lower than my ginnel. You're going to get one in the ginnel if you're not careful.
But you will find that the majority of homes,
yes,
half of this will do you. So you will get to use it now.
Yeah.
And then at the end, just at the end of.
And seriously, when do you do it? When is the time now to buy this?
Okay, so the time of year, I would suggest now is a great time. It's a good time. If you had bought it last month, it would still be a good time. So what you want to do is around this time, before that weather heats up, before we get out into that garden to enjoy it, because we're not really enjoying it much now because we're getting rain.
Yeah.
But we have got all of those problems. So get out there, spray it, and then leave it there to do its thing and let it do what it needs to do. So then you would do it just before autumn, before the leaves fall, before they land on the ground, and then they start to mulch down, and then they become this, and then it all starts again. Do it then, and you're not going to have many problems. If you also use the sealant, it's going to help protect your brickwork, your woodwork, and everything as well from UV rays and all other things. It's going to help protect it and protect it more and prolong it. It's like an extra layer of protection.
Yeah. I used a seal on my window once, but I didn't like it very much, and the zoo wanted it back. So. Yes, it makes sense. If you're going to clean something, you then want to protect it from getting dirty again for as long as possible.
Yeah.
So you said morning or evening, so and then obviously try and do it on a day when it's not likely to rain. As much as one can tell.
And the reason for doing it in the morning time is that basically, I'm going to show you something. I'm just going to use my water bottle here because I want to just demonstrate to you. So if I was to be saying this is the spray here, actually you can see I've got a sealant on that, and you can see it's kind of running away from it.
Oh yeah,
it should
it's
be
just sitting on the top.
It should almost be that wet. Okay.
Right.
So you would have it quite wet like that. You can see it'll splash.
Saturated.
Right? So, and then what you want is you want it then to start soaking in through the. You can see. Look at that spray bits of the ceiling.
It shows the sealant works really well.
Let it soak through, and then the water evaporates away, leaving behind the active ingredients. And that's the important thing to do with this. And the reason that you use the water is to help it as a carrier down through it.
Right.
If you do that in the afternoon when it's hot, it will evaporate much quicker.
Before it's got time to really do its job.
The further in it goes, the better.
Right.
So do it in the morning time, so it's cooler, or in the evening time. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the water, that's why you dilute it,
Yeah.
and why the dilution doesn't really affect the doesn't affect the effectiveness of the actual solution.
Yeah, and the reason that we say between 15% and kind of 30% is that we would have more, depending on how heavy the problem is, how thick the problem is. So if it's moss and things like that, I would probably have a 3-to-1 dilution.
Okay. Okay. So if it's really bad, dilute it. Dilute it less.
Yeah.
And if it's light, then dilute it more.
Dilute it more. But
15 to 30%.
15 to 30%. But I have found in all of my time working with this is that 4 parts water, 1 part of the keep it clear.
20% is kind of the way to go.
20% is the thing to do.
Down the line, middle of the road.
Yeah, exactly, and that does it all.
Actually, the easiest way to show you how to use not only the sprayer, but also, particularly if you're buying that bundle, but also the Keep It Clear as well. It's so easy, and we brought in a specialist presenter for this, and but we didn't want to shock the audience.
No, hang on a second. I've got to tell you something.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got my glasses on. A little bit like Superman. It's actually, it's me. Look, it's me.
Wait, where did he go?
So when it comes to filling up your 5-litre JCB sprayer, it doesn't get much easier, because what they've done actually here is created and given you a funnel to pour into. So let me show you how it's done. Simply twist the handle and take out the inside. That's your pressure sprayer, and of course then it's very easy to fill up. Now in this instance, I'm going to be putting in the JCB Keep It Clear, which needs to be diluted. So in this instance, I put in 4 litres of water, and I'm going to pour in 1 litre of the JCB Keep It Clear. Little top tip from Alan: don't pour like that, it glugs. Turn it on its side and you get a lot less glugging. And then fill that up 1 litre. So I'm using a 20% ratio. Once that's done, simply pop this back in, give it a twist, and once it's in nice and tight, you can then put the pressure in by pumping this around 20, maybe 25 times, but you'll know when it's absolutely filled with air and pressure, and then you go along with your thumb switch and you spray it to your heart's content. And when it comes to using any of the products inside of this JCB pressure sprayer, well, it couldn't be any easier, because number one, you have a shoulder strap, so that's taking all of the weight for you. You can simply place it on the ground, or of course you can carry it with the carry handle. But in this instance, I'm using the JCB Keep It Clear inside here to get rid of moss, algae, and all of those horrible things around your garden, the green stuff that you don't want. So how do we apply this? Well, we simply press the trigger spray and we put it all over the area that's affected, whether it be moss, algae, lichen, or any of those things. And what we want to do is we want to give it a wet, a really good wetting, just like I'm showing you here. Now, the reason that we put plenty of keep it clear from JCB down is that we want the area to be saturated. Now what's happening here is that it is now penetrating through the problem area and going into the pores of the stone or the wood or whatever we put it onto, and it's going into the pores and therefore killing not just what you can see but what you can't see as well. And how quickly can you cover areas? Well, of course, with this sprayer we can adjust the nozzle to get a different spray, and you can see that as I turn it, more of a fan spray. So look, I can cover large areas quite quickly with this. So this is your pavement, it can be your roofs, it can be your caravans, it can be pretty much anything, any hard area outside. Now I want you to notice that if you start losing pressure, all you do is simply pop this off your shoulder and give it a pump like so, and again you will feel that resistance happening, and it's starting to become quite resistant now. Now I'm done. Now remember I said you can use the carry handle? Well, of course, if I'm walking I can have it like this as opposed to being on my shoulder, or of course just leave it on the ground. Now one more thing as well to tell you about this is great because JCB have really thought this out. You don't have to keep your thumb on here if you're doing large areas. You can press it down and it will pop back out again. Press it down, push it forwards, and it locks into place. So I don't even have to hold my thumb on all of that. And again, here we go. All that is done. And now I know that within a couple of days, I'm going to see massive, massive differences in that moss. If you're working on a slope, always start at the top and let it roll down. And that's just how easy the 5-litre pressure sprayer is to use from JCB.
Honestly, I have no hesitation in recommending you to take over presenting when I'm, if I ever actually take a day. And now I can take a day off, actually.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
My voice went very high.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, ooh.
My wife,
Pluto.
My wife Eddie does that all the time in the shop. She comes and goes, "Hi, what can I get you?" And I always go, "What can I get you?" And she goes, "Shut up, yo."
We've had some more emails, and Adam has emailed in and says, "Hey, Rob Lock with an E." Yes. He'd like to say, oh gosh, here we go again. He'd like to say how great I am. Apparently, I'm one of the best presenters.
Oh my Rob, how great thou art.
Apparently, I always make him laugh. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Oh, he watched my YouTube talk show Unlocked. Alan and I are going to try and take that to Ireland as a talk show in Ireland, and we'll do it together. Unlocked plus Alan. We'll have to figure out how to work.
No, I don't care about credits. I just want it to be what it is.
A fun show, yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, apparently, I should do radio. I'd love to do radio, actually. Some people say that I have a good face for radio. Adam works on All Hits and Giggles. I love that name, Hits and Giggles. Yes, I see what you did there.
As opposed to
shush now.
Shush now.
What else did he say? And apparently, he thinks I would be perfect for Hagrid. Everybody I know. Literally everybody I know says that
John.
I should be the next Hagrid. What is that now? Oh, John, the creeping time man. He says it's time, spelt like THYME, that Rob gave us a hint of how we would portray Hagrid. What better opportunity than to show us his best Hagrid? Okay. Well, I think you get the idea, right? Because he's got the West Country accent. You know, come on, Harry. Come on, you can do it, Harry. Now, don't break that one now. I know my wand is broken, but that's because I'm not allowed to practice magic. But I do sometimes. Sometimes I sneak behind my home.
Hang on, folks.
And I get out my wand, and I know it's broken, but I hold it together like that, and I'll do a spell or two. Trouble is, it doesn't always work. I tried to fix my garden fence and turned it into a turkey. Not so good. But Harry, you can do better. Because you, Harry, you're going to Hogwarts. And Dumbledore, my friend Dumbledore, he'll take good care of you. He'll teach you up good and nice, he will. Now come on, let's go jump on Buckbeak and head down to Brighton for the weekend. Come on then. Come on, Harry.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Look at that. You get all that for free here, folks.
Oh, now there's an excerpt from Harry Potter you won't see anytime soon.
Yeah. Did he say any of that in the movie, or just totally make that up?
No, some of it is yes, correct to Harry Potter.
Lovely.
Some of the lingo, because I'm a huge fan as well. I love the whole thing. But I
once
Buckbeak
hosted
was the
a
sort
show
of
in what's the big? Oh, there's a big place in London. A really famous club, and I hosted a show once, and it was a charity for J.K. Rowling's charity, and she was there.
Oh,
so
yeah, she does a lot of charity. Yeah, I really hope to meet her one day.
Yeah,
well, obviously
you went downstairs to it. It was a lovely big thing. I can't remember. It'll come to me in a minute. It's funny how you do so much over the years, and you forget half the stuff you do.
I know, people remind me of things I've done. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about.
Yeah, people remind me things I've done as well, and I don't want to remember them.
There are a few things I've done that I wish I hadn't. I was a bit of a tinker in my 20s.
Were you?
Yeah, I know. But, you live and learn. I'd like to think I'm a decent guy now. Anyway, one of the things what I like to do, one of my practices as an actor, before I go on stage, because I love doing stage work as well, although I'm not a West End sort of musical type, not musical theatre, unfortunately. My voice isn't quite good enough, but I would love to have done it otherwise. But if I do a play, one of the important things that you have to do with your throat before you begin your performance, you know what that is, of course. You have to keep it clear.
Mm-hmm. That's really clever.
No, but that was when I thought you would pick up and go, funny you should say that, Rob.
No, because you know what? I was genuinely so enthralled in what you were saying.
I'd engaged you.
You'd engage me, and I was like,
oh, you see, it's my gift.
I
I draw people in.
Okay,
and
let's
connect,
pretend. So we've edited that out. Let's do that again.
You know,
so let's go back.
Now, Alan, it's funny. I was thinking about my driveway the other day, and I thought to myself, you know what? It's covered in rubbish. What I should really do is keep it clear.
Well, funny you should say that, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just said you thought I was going to say funny. You should say that. I didn't know you wanted me to do more afterwards.
Oh, I see.
Funny you should say that, Rob. We have something for that. It's literally seamless.
Do we? That's what the doctor always said to me.
It's seamless.
We've got something for that.
Yes, we have got, so basically this is, so without trying to confuse, right, I want you to think about your garden, not your garden, but your patio area, your decking area, your walls and all of those. The places where you have green algae and everything growing. So I want you to think about that. And then I want you to say, well, how bad is it? What's the worst affected area? Is it the paving slabs, or is it the timber fence, or whatever? All of those things can be treated with the Keep It Clear. It is a powerful outdoor formulation. Algae, lichen, moss, all of those things get rid of it for you. But when you get rid of that, you can use this, by the way, on all hard surfaces. So you can use it in your decking, you can use it on your rattan furniture, you can use it on there's no bleaches or acids in here. You can use it on chimneys, you can use it wherever you have statues, whatever they are.
Statues,
Fences,
weeping angels.
Weeping angels. See in the back of that, you got bamboo.
Have you? Bamboo?
Bamboo, yes.
A big bamboo. Let me hear say, where you?
You can spray it onto that. You can spray it on all hard surfaces.
Oh, I've got all silly.
I know. No, you are all silly. You haven't gone.
I know. Well,
and then once you do that, if you want to use something then to keep away the regrowth of the moss algae lichen, you can use the paving sealant and proofer. So again, that will just seal the area. It creates a barrier, but it's not a slippery barrier that it creates. It's an invisible barrier, but it's there to keep away the regrowth. Now, the Keep It Clear will work on things like this. You can see this step, how green it is, and it's quite ugly and, quite frankly, quite slippery as well.
Yes, it could be. When it gets wet, it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
So there's a safety aspect to this as well.
Absolutely. People would get a scrubbing brush to this, maybe. People would pressure wash that. It's the worst thing you can do.
But why that's what people do. What happens when you do that?
You're pushing the spores elsewhere. You're pushing the problem elsewhere.
Spreading them around.
You're spreading it around, and it's not helping anything when you do that, genuinely.
It just grows elsewhere.
Yeah, so use something like this from JCB, gets rid of that problem, and it's gone. End of story.
Alan Stephanie Ellis. No, what's your middle name?
Michael.
Michael. Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Ah, great name. Alan Michael Paul Ennis. There's an elephant in the room. No, now then. We haven't mentioned that JCB. We've just kind of glossed over it. This is the JCB. Like in that video that you did, there was an JCB in the background.
And JCB.
And JC, yes, the Big Digger. This is the same company that makes them. They're being big. I'm sorry, I can't stop doing angry now. They're those big diggers, Harry. You've seen one of those big diggers. Go watch out for them. They'll suck the energy right out of you. They will. Take your dirt out immediately, upon contact. No, they are. No. This is the big brand of JCB.
This is a huge brand. And you think when you think about JCB, you think about power, you think about strength, you think about, industrial strength. And that's what we're talking about here. We are talking about, a brand that is absolutely incredible. And you are talking about a formulation in here that is extraordinary as well. And honestly, you will really be thrilled when you see the difference that it makes when you get it. And I really mean this. And you might think that's easy for you guys to say, you're sitting there and you're just chatting about it and stuff like that, but I genuinely use these products at home. And I've always said, if I'm bringing a product to air, I will use it at home first. And if you don't send me the product, I ain't going to talk about it, because I'm not going to just talk about it from a box, go, well, it says that, so I'll talk about it. I have to use it, I have to see it. And I've been using this for a long time. And I can tell you this now categorically, you will spray this. And here's my recommendation to you. Get all of the areas that you want to spray, dilute this into your sprayer, and do in the evening time. And I can tell you this, right? Take a picture from upstairs, okay? Then spray it. Wake up the next morning, look at the picture, and look what's down there, and you go, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
The difference is huge, and you will see that the next day because it starts to work on contact. But over the course of 3 or 4 days, it will, work even more and more and get rid of it, and you will end up with a beautiful, clean patio area.
So you recommend wait 2-3 days before you put the sealer on, if you want to use the sealer?
If you want to use a sealant, please do use it after a few days. Just lightly spray that on. You don't have to put loads of that down at all. Just leave it there.
What happens if it actually rains after you put it down?
Not an issue at all. It's absolutely fine. In fact, what can happen is when it rains, it kind of starts the process again.
So it actually is helpful.
So it's kind of helpful, yeah.
Okay.
And you might think, and please don't think, well, why would I want a sealant if it's going to reactivate and it's going to do that? The sealant is also there to protect the pavement as well. So it is really a great addition to have.
But, I try to look at this from everybody's perspective. One of the, sort of my process, darling, is that when I'm doing shows like this, is I think about all the people that are watching and the different ways you might use it, and also the people that would. I mean, I would never buy a product like this because I'm in a flat. But if I did move, and I am actually thinking about, because my lease is up at the end of this month, so I'm thinking about maybe moving to a house, and I'd get a gardener. Obviously, I'm not doing any of that stuff. But this I would do myself, and I also think about logically to someone who, just like me, would never ever buy this under normal circumstances, even if you do have a house. What would you do? Like you probably buy paint, and you probably paint your house, parts of your house inside and out, right? You probably would you furnished your house. You probably decorated your house in a specific way that you want it decorated. Maybe you've had additions to your home, like a new kitchen or sort of a new bathroom or something like that. So you've augmented, you've cultivated, you've gentrified your home, right? Well, all this really is a cosmetic cleanup of the outside of your home. But actually, do you know what Leslie is a genius. She just thought of something. I don't know why this didn't occur to me. Some flats have balconies. You may have plant pots on your balconies. It may be the decking on your balcony. If you own your flat and you're allowed to do that sort of thing, decking, or you may have patio furniture out there, garden furniture out there as well. On the it works on the glass. It could be a glass table if it's a glass patio table. Plastics. It would even work on the outdoor cushions and things like that.
PVC, the window surrounds.
And do you know what? In that case, this one bottle of this might last you for years. Is there a shelf life on it?
Yeah, you're okay with it for a couple of years. It's not going to be an issue. But I would keep it somewhere nice and cool and in the dark.
Somewhere nice and cool, like in your disco room.
In your disco room or something like that, yeah.
But look at this: cladding, roofing, stonework and masonry, fencing and decking. and all those other things that you can see on the screen. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's phenomenal stuff. Now,
the caravan as well, by the way. So we're gonna start again here, and we're gonna go the whole way up this counter. We only came down halfway of it earlier on, but let's do it. So again, you can see that these things that I brought here are actual things that I
they're
have
actual
found
things. They're not imaginary.
They're not imaginary.
And they're not.
Can I have my eyes, please, sir?
Can you have your eyes? And they're not fake.
No, so I can see properly. There we go. I've got to put my glasses on. I can hear perfectly.
Hey.
So if we look at this just here, you can see the top half of this just here, how green it is, and then you see the bottom half just here where I've treated that. It's better. So there is a little bit of the green. You can see it there now. So treatment gets rid of all of that, and that's what this Keep It Clear does, the moss, the algae and the lichen, okay?
Yes.
So I'm going to pop this back down. Just show you here that you can use it on paving blocks.
Oh no, there's a paving block.
Yeah, paving block. Yes. Anything that you might use it all to do a driveway, those block pavings, you can use.
And this is the stuff my friend had in there. I mean, it's thousands to have that put down. And then, you know, 6 months later, it was unsightly because of all the moss and weeds and stuff.
And people say sometimes, oh, I don't need it, I've got a brand new driveway or something. That's when you need it more. Put it down as a prevention.
Preventative. The weed gone, by the way, we've still got a couple of the hanging on of the weed gone. I can't believe it.
How?
I don't know.
How? I asked you.
If you want the weed killer, sorry to interrupt, Alan.
Not at all.
If you want the
sorry
weed
for
killer,
talking while
it
you're
probably. I've used that now. That I love that. I do. It will go tomorrow. So if you're watching live tonight at 2:30. You've got to get 50 people have got this in their baskets who haven't checked out yet, and we haven't got that many available. So if you want it, it is very limited stock, and there is a shortage of this in the country at the moment of weed killer. Remember, it's glyphosate free. There is no glyphosate in it at all. $21.99 is the price, and it's almost gone. It's almost sold out. I thought it would have sold out ages ago. But who knows? The people who put it in their baskets, maybe they went to bed. Maybe they thought I shall do it later in the morning.
Yes.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Back to what we're talking about. Yeah. Do you know years ago when I used to go on dates, I used to always say to the girl, "We'll meet tomorrow," and I always met them at 12:59. Oh. I always loved that 1-to-1 time. Anyway, have a look at this here, folks.
I've never heard that before.
It's good, isn't
That's unusual. I've usually heard them all.
It's good. Have a little look at that just there. Again, this little breeze block. You can see how green and horrible this was. And again, with the spray, you can see the difference. It's also got a crack in it because it broke in my car because these are so lightweight. But you can see the difference here. This horrible algae growing there.
You'll appreciate this as an Irishman.
Right.
Because I can say this as you're here, knowing full well that you'll appreciate it. You know what time I like to go to the dentist?
No.
2:30.
2:30.
And just while we're talking Irish, it's literally what our producer just said. Paul, he says, Rob, if you and Alan come to Ireland and did a YouTube show, that would be amazing. Oh, he's from Ireland. Dublin.
Dublin,
Honestly, I tell you, when we left the EU, my plan was until ShopOnTV started to actually, if I was either going to go back to LA, but the entertainment industry is just completely collapsed over there. I was going to go to Ireland and live there.
Very good.
5
Dublin.
years,
Dublin, where he's, it Paul, isn't it? On the River Liffey. Baile Áthaclia is how you say it in Irish. Conasatatu Makara. That's, how are you, my friend?
Yes. I'd love to, honestly, I love Ireland, I absolutely do. I have an Irish agent, actually. Anne Curtis.
That's a good name. We've wet this a few minutes ago, but you can see the green on top of this. This is what we're tackling, all of this green stuff just here. And you can see the bit, this is just wet where we put water on to show you. But you can see the difference in there. You can see that quite clear line across there, getting rid of it. Now, you will see that there's black stuff on this because this is really old, the black mold. This is where you would use the black spot remover. This is for the really heavy stuff. But if it's algae, moss, mildew and stuff, you just use the Keep It Clear.
By the way, I just want to say to Paul, just to put a button on his email, we would love to do a YouTube show. The trouble is YouTube, I know, because when we did my YouTube talk show Unlocked, it's very expensive unless you have a sponsor.
Yes.
So it's very easy to get sponsors if you've got TV, if you're on TV, but not so easy to get sponsors.
Oh no, we're going to do this on TV3.
We're going to do this on TV.
Yeah, we're going to get TV3. We're going to do this properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
RTE.
Stage RTE.
Radio Televisión.
Yes, my dad used to freelance for them.
Did he really?
Can I tell you a quick story? Do you mind?
Sure.
I just want to say, I want to advocate responsible drinking, but this is going back probably 30 years. So when I was a kid, and my dad would go over to, I think he did Ulster Television, he did RT, he'd worked over he was a camera operator, a freelance camera operator. And his colleagues were they could hold their liquor, shall we say, and so they would go to a pub, a public house, at lunchtime. Perhaps imbibe one too many beverages. So what they used to do when they went back in the afternoon, bear in mind this is in the days when it was apparently acceptable to drink at work, or during your lunch break anyway, and they would back their cameras up to the studio wall and lean against the wall so that they could hold the shot steady.
Imagine that in this day and age.
Oh gosh, yes.
With it.
Yeah.
Have a little look at this here. I'll turn this to the camera a little bit better for you so you can see it. Again, the moss here, but you can see it's dead down here and it's just gone. It's all dried out.
So that would be a pressure wash situation?
Yeah, you pressure wash that away now, but don't pressure wash it when it's alive because basically you're just spreading it around. It's dreadful. It's not a thing.
It literally, because you know these plants, they have the spores. The wind carries the spores, and you know a classic example is the dandelion when that dies and those little things. Those little fairies, they're not fairies apparently.
Yeah.
They're spores. That's how they propagate. It's how they reproduce.
Yeah, my daughter was asked at school to write a sentence with the word dandelion in it.
Oh yeah.
And she said, on the plains of Africa, the cheetah can run faster than dandelion.
I could see it coming. I just didn't know the exact execution.
Have a little look at this here where I've treated, just turn this to the camera so you can see that line right down there. So you can see the troublesome side here and you can see the better side just there. Again, that was just one application of that and there is a huge difference. Have a look at the fence panel just here. Again, I'll tilt this forward. We can see how green this is with the algae, but look at the top part that I sprayed it on and it genuinely has gotten rid of it all. And that is seriously what it does. And you will do that and you'll see a difference. You know, do it in the evening, you'll see a difference the next day. You can clearly see that. Look at it's just wonderful.
At this point, we're going to do-si-do. So you go ahead and show us the patio furniture. And actually, when we get to the end, there are some serious points that need to be made.
Yes, and
about
now
moss.
The end is near.
So I face
the final
cushion.
Look at the side of this cushion just here.
My friend, I've kept it clear. I've sprayed my paves. Of that, I'm certain.
So this is from our patio furniture home, left out over the winter. You can see it's starting to grow the green there on that. But again, because there are no bleaches or acids in this, you are very, very welcome to use it on things like this. So awnings as well, you can use it on. Again, so great to do that, especially before you put them away. Because sometimes when we in the summertime, you know, you'll put them away. And
when the weather is fine.
When the weather's fine, you can put them in a damper, damp area, and they can become moldy in there. Spray this on, let it dry in, and then put them away, and it's going to keep that away. Roofs as well. Now, whether it's a felt roof, a flat roof, what would you call it?
Sorry, I just felt the roof.
Just to felt the roof, yeah. Again, you can see.
What about thatched? Well, you wouldn't get mould in thatched, would you?
I don't know. You do get green on that.
Do you get moss?
Of course you do. You do get moss when you see a lot of them that have the moss on it. I've never asked that question.
You have to treat it. Yeah, would it discolour it?
You could know because there are no bleaches or acids in here.
So yeah, you probably could.
So you most likely
could always do. You could. Oh, sorry, we're over there. Sorry. You could always do a patch test. Some of the cameras all look like they're looking at you, and
they do.
We've had the red lights on order for 6 months.
I thought there was red lights before. Apparently, though, red lights spell danger.
Do they?
Yeah.
Danger.
Red lights
Will Robinson.
spells danger.
Now, I want to make, I'm sorry, please brace yourselves. But Leslie was thinking of Roxanne.
All right.
Anyway, so I want to make I'm trying to make a serious point about moss. Seriously, I remember growing up, we had a wooden shed. And in fact, many people I knew had wooden sheds, and with this exact type of felt roof. And they were sagging, and the middle of the roofs would always rot, and then there would be leaks. And these things were expensive to replace. And I didn't realise till I met you, it's the moss, because this moss can really propagate. And when it's full of water, water is heavy.
Yeah, it is.
And it's keeping the wood moist. It rots things away, and then it warps and bows and breaks them.
Look at this. Look at the amount of water coming out of that. Just that one little piece of moss.
Amazing.
So that's the thing. That's holding all of that water. Let me do one a little bit up, a little bit closer.
Paul just he's a bit late to the party.
Watch
He just said that one's called Kate.
Okay, ready? So I'll do this. Look.
Yeah, Paul.
All that one
Sorry, Paul. We
piece
did that in the first hour.
of that just there. That's how much water is in that. And
Yeah.
it's holding that, and it's on your roof, you know, so get rid of it. It doesn't matter if it's slates or tiles, it doesn't matter. You know, fascias, soffits at the front, you can use it on all of those to stop that unsightly kind of black growth that you get on that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Honestly, and I really mean
Nothing
this.
worse than a black growth.
This is very true. There is, there's nothing quite like this. It is a
No,
brilliant,
seriously.
brilliant product.
And we'll go through all the bundles and bits in a minute, sorry. But first, we've been asked to wish somebody a happy birthday. So who is it? Danielle? Hello, Danielle. How are you doing? She says it's her mum's birthday. She's 60.
A youngster.
And she's watching the show. It would mean a lot to her and her dad if we would sing happy birthday. Okay, her mum's name is Diane.
Please, Diane.
Now, we'll do it seriously.
Yes.
We'll do a harmony at the end. I'm going up, you're going down, okay?
Right, okay.
Danielle. You can do Elvis if you want.
Okay.
All right, you do Elvis, I'll do Hagrid. Sing. I mean,
Should we do like a little...
I'm not an impressionist of Hagrid, by the way.
So if I went like this, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Diane.
Happy birthday to you. Not
That was
quite
bad.
the way I was planning it. It's hard to do Hagrid singing. I've never practiced that before. I don't think that's going to come up.
Yeah, happy birthday, Diane.
I don't think, unless there's a musical version of it at some point.
Yeah. Love a birthday.
I think we could do better. Let's do a proper singing together at the same time, like a duet.
Right, okay.
Okay, but again, I go up at the end, you go down, right?
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diane. Happy birthday to you. From Danielle and Joey. That's better. That's better.
That was all right, wasn't it?
We're half of a quartet.
Oh, do you know what we could do?
What?
We could pick a name. We could be...
Pick a name?
Yeah, we could be. Yeah.
The Piccalillis.
Yeah, we could be. Yeah.
The demi quartet.
The Symbolics.
There is some of that
I've
around. I've definitely heard some.
Harmless Harmonies.
Harmless Harmonies.
Yeah, that'd be a good one as well. wouldn't
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
it? I think it's okay, 23 to say about the that little joke I had, wasn't it?
Which one?
The Symbolics.
Yeah.
I'll be saying.
Oh, I see. Yeah, good. No, I think we've all heard these words before. God, excuse me one sec. Here's the website, by the way. ShopOnTV.co.uk, darlings.
I'm praying.
Oh, look at that.
Oh dear, you for tonight, don't
Oh,
fire
he's
us, my name.
praying. It's a drive-by fruiting.
Effie, brace yourself. That is one of my favourite movies of all
Oh, mine
time.
too. Mine too.
It
you know
is-
the musical's just up the street.
I know it is.
Tree on the corner.
I really want to go. But then I don't want to go to it because I don't want to be disappointed because it's such a perfect movie.
Yeah,
And
it
I
is.
think it is a perfect movie. I don't want to
Yeah.
be disappointed.
Now, this is a perfect website. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's got
Do you
some
know there's
flaws,
over
but we're working on them.
700,000 items on that
Is
website?
that right?
Yes.
Is it that many? And 300,000 books.
If you are a bookster,
If you're a book, it's almost like our CEO has aspirations to be the new Amazon because that's what they started out selling.
that's very true But he was Jeff Bezos was a very clever man in the first place with
Yeah.
algorithmics and stuff like that.
I watched the absolute worst biopic of Jeff Bezos on Amazon ever. It's an independent film. It's so terribly badly written.
and he
and
let it
filmed.
out on his own platform.
No, well, yeah, but the story is actually very good,
Right.
and they tell the story very well. It just wasn't, just not very high budget, shall we say? But so I actually enjoyed watching it because I learned a lot about him.
The story of McDonald's as well. The
Oh,
founder.
yeah, the founder,
That was
Michael Keaton.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's so good.
Yeah, ruthless so-and-so he turned out to be.
Mm.
Anyway, I just want to go back to the website. I just want to say we have separated all these things out. So we have different bundles for you. So if you're just buying the Keep It Clear, or if you're just buying the sealer, or if you're just buying the black spot remover, they're all available. Or actually, if you're just buying the pressure sprayer, they are all available individually. However, if you want to save some money, we've created some bundles for you. So the Keep It Clear with the 5-litre sprayer, that is $29.99. So that saves you about £12. We also, if you are going to seal this and you've already got a sprayer, we've created the Keep It Clear with the paving sealant, and we actually do provide a long hose trigger as well for $35.99. So those two obviously go hand in hand. They are a marriage made in heaven. Now, if you've got the Keep It Clear and the sprayer, but you want the sealant and also the black spot remover because you anticipate you've got lots of very bad spots that you want to clear up on wherever it is that you're cleaning, we've given you a, what do you call it, a combo here as well. That's the patio cleaner and the paving sealer, and proof of that also comes with a long hose trigger, and that's $35.99. And it says 2 long hose triggers, is that right? It says with 2 times long hose trigger. That may be. I apologise. I thought it was just the one, actually. I don't know. I bow to the website. You may expect one. Maybe you'll get 2. Just going into the description. But anyway, so that's $35.99. So you can either buy these things individually, or you can buy them as bundles and then augment with individual items, however you want to buy it, depending on what you want. And you can still just about get Weed Gone. $21.99. I thought this would have sold out in 10 minutes the minute ITV joined us.
It practically did, though, to be fair.
I think people are going to check out their baskets in the morning, but do remember they're going to get a shock because it will sell out later, because there are so many more people with this in baskets than we have stock available. And if somebody pinches the last couple now and checks out now, then somebody who's got this in their basket will wake up to a sold out in the morning or later in the morning. So that's everything we have in the show. We shall Keep It Clear in the sprayer. We'll show you one last time that wonderful video with Alan and of how to apply it. And in the meantime, quick question from Vince and Dave in Hull. Will it work on concrete water features?
Yes, absolutely, 100% it will. It is brilliant.
And they're enjoying the show as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen. Yeah, it will.
Oh, it's exactly what, yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, perfectly so. I mean, basically anywhere you've got algae, moss, lichen, all those kinds of things, it will work.
And it's so brilliant. And the thing is that, we sit and talk about it and people will get an idea of what it does. But literally, when you use this and you look back afterwards, you go, wow. When I lived up in Whittlesey, where I lived in this complex of flats, it was lovely. It was only 2 stories high and around like that. It was a beautiful area.
It was very nice.
And there's just out where the
doesn't our director live in your place?
He does. Where the rotary sort of washing line was for everybody to use.
Oh, the rotary washing line.
Yes. There's the paving slabs, and it's quite a big area, and it'd never been treated. And I put this on, and all of the people, the neighbours, come in and go, "Wow, how did you do that? Did you?" I said, "No, it's okay. I just literally put this stuff on, and it just did the job." Yeah. And great job.
They just put a hedgehog box out, actually.
Do you know, we did this thing, right? Can I tell a quick story?
Of course,
so basically,
I think we've done the product. We'll have a chat. Why not?
So we did this thing.
You won't mind, will you?
To one of the neighbours down, right? Lovely people, and Trevor and I think we're naming a second. Trevor and Anyway, so they got these lovely new ducks, right? Beautiful ducks for their just outside ornament ducks, just outside in their little park. So what I decided to do one day is I decided that I would go as a bit of a joke and I would take one. I brought it into my flat. And then the next morning, they knew what was happening, of course, and they put a sign up on the tree, family in distress, Ducky has gone missing, and they put this, it was brilliant. So then what I did was, the next night I went in and I took another one, and then they put another little sign up. But then what I did is I went and replaced them. I bought literally hundreds of little miniature yellow rubber duckies, and I got little miniature deck chairs, and I got a paint, the little paint roller tray, and I put sand on that little bit here, and I put water in the bottom bit, and I made a little sign saying welcome to Duck Paradiso and stuff like that. And then I got all the ducks, and I got little microfiber cloths and cut them up and rolled them up and stuck them to the side, and I put a little marching towards the area, the swimming area, and I stuck it to them, and then some of them had little the little cocktail umbrellas and stuff with them, so it looked like they're all walking towards it, and I put hundreds of them all around the garden, their little area. It was hilarious.
You go all out with your practical jokes,
we did this.
Don't you?
I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do it, and it all actioned out over about 2 weeks, and it was hilarious.
And apparently not long after that, a sign appeared on Alan's lawn that said duck off, because one had fallen over, apparently, something along those lines. Now here's a quick reminder of how you apply this amazing Keep It Clear with the the inimitable, I think is the word, Alan, what's his name again? Alan something.
Yeah. So when it comes to filling up your 5-litre JCB sprayer, it doesn't get much easier, because what they've done actually here is created and given you a funnel to pour into. So let me show you how it's done. Simply twist the handle and take out the inside. That's your pressure sprayer, and of course then it's very easy to fill up. Now in this instance, I'm going to be putting in the JCB Keep It Clear, which needs to be diluted. So in this instance, I put in 4 litres of water, and I'm going to pour in 1 litre of the JCB Keep It Clear. Little top tip from Alan, don't pour like that, it glugs. Turn it on its side and you get a lot less glugging. And then fill it up 1 litre. So I'm using a 20% ratio. Once that's done, simply pop this back in, give it a twist, and once it's in nice and tight, you can then put the pressure in by pumping this around 20, maybe 25 times, but you'll know when it's absolutely filled with air and pressure, and then you go along with your thumb switch and you spray it to your heart's content. And when it comes to using any of the products inside of this JCB pressure sprayer, well, it couldn't be any easier, because number one, you have a shoulder strap, so that's taking all of the weight for you. You can simply place it on the ground, or of course you can carry it with the carry handle. But in this instance, I'm using the JCB Keep It Clear inside here to get rid of moss, algae, and all of those horrible things around your garden, the green stuff that you don't want. So how do we apply this? Well, we simply press the trigger spray and we put it all over the area that's affected, whether it be moss, algae, lichen, or any of those things. And what we want to do is we want to give it a wet, a really good wetting, just like I'm showing you here. Now, the reason that we put plenty of the Keep It Clear from JCB down is that we want the area to be saturated. Now what's happening here is that it is now penetrating through the problem area and going into the pores of the stone or the wood or whatever we put it onto, and it's going into the pores and therefore killing not just what you can see but what you can't see as well. And how quickly can you cover areas? Well, of course, with this sprayer we can adjust the nozzle to get a different spray, and you can see that as I turn it, more of a fan spray. So look, I can cover large areas quite quickly with this. So this is your pavement, it can be your roofs, it can be your caravans, it can be pretty much anything, any hard area outside. Now I want you to notice that if you start losing pressure, all you do is simply pop this off your shoulder and give it a pump like so, and again you will feel that resistance happening, and it's starting to become quite resistant now. Now I'm done. Now remember I said you can use the carry handle? Well, of course, if I'm walking I can have it like this as opposed to being on my shoulder, or of course just leave it on the ground. Now one more thing as well to tell you about this is great because JCB have really thought this out. You don't have to keep your thumb on here if you're doing large areas. You can press it down and it will pop back out again. Press it down, push it forwards, and it locks into place. So I don't even have to hold my thumb on all of that. And again, here we go. All that is done. And now I know that within a couple of days, I'm going to see massive, massive differences in that moss. If you're working on a slope, always start at the top and let it roll down. And that's just how easy the 5-litre pressure sprayer is to use from JCB.
There's JCB right in the background.
In the background.
Right in the back there. Back of the net.
I found that picture.
You found that picture, yeah.
I did. Do you know what? Maybe I can just show it. Do you remember I was saying to you about that?
We tried to send it to the studio, but maybe your Wi-Fi's not working down here or something.
No, it's definitely on the Wi-Fi. But let me show it to you anyway, if I may. So there, look at that difference. Which camera are you going to get this on?
Camera number 2.
Camera numéro 2.
Oh, it's just come through, apparently.
Oh, it's come through.
Well, wait, we'll let them format it properly.
Look at that.
Oh, Luke.
That had not been done in ever such a long time, and you can clearly see the difference that it made. Yeah. All that green and the horrible stuff all gone.
And that's all within a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different, isn't it? That's within. It was pretty much the next day. I told you, remember, to use it in the evening. To use it in the evening time, and then have a look the next day.
I know how JFK felt now.
That's dreadful.
Sorry.
There you go.
good. Oh, 8 minutes. 8 minutes. What can we do in 8 minutes?
Well, what we can do is we can sing Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell.
I love that song. I was a huge Meatloaf fan.
It's my go-to karaoke song.
Is it really?
When I worked in Teddington Studios, he had, I don't know if I told you this story, he used the Studio 1, the biggest one, to rehearse. He was playing the next night in the Royal Albert Hall, but you can't use that for rehearsal. So he rehearsed there with Marion Raven and the like. So I got him to sign a couple of the picture discs I had of the original album.
Yeah.
And then I was driving out and the security guard, Eddie, said, Scottish man actually, said, where are you going? Why aren't you going in to see him rehearse? I said, there's about 2 big huge fellas in each door. So he gave me a high vis and said, come on. We just walked past him. I sat on a rigging box from here to there away, and I saw Meatloaf do his whole show rehearsing it. And
amazing.
Went during the break for lunch, or for dinner, and I sat down and he came in and sat beside me because there was nowhere else for him to sit, and we had a good old chat.
Amazing. And that now, was that Eddie, was that Steady Eddie?
Steady Eddie, yeah.
Now how does the song go from Rocky Horror? The day Steady Eddie lost his teddy. I can't remember. I used to sing all those songs years ago. But this is the jammiest git on the planet. He really is. So he goes out to have a birthday dinner or some such thing in some little restaurant.
Well, Restaurant Kai, which is a Michelin star Chinese restaurant in Mayfair.
Was this your birthday or was this
my birthday,
your birthday? And then what happened?
Well, these guys came and sat beside me. I didn't like the restaurant very much. And they were really close to me. And the guy, when he went between the tables, his ass was there. And I was like, ah. And he sat there and he was chatting to this guy. And I just happened to look after a few minutes and, like, that's you. And this was this guy. And I looked, it was Harrison Ford. And so I wanted to talk to him, right? I really did. I wanted to talk to him, but I didn't know. How do you approach Harrison Ford? He goes, oh, hello, Harrison. I'm a big fan. He goes, And so I decided that we were chatting with the waiter. And I said, can you take a picture of Ellie and myself for posterity? And he said, sure. So he said, just a second, I said, before he take. And I went, Harrison? And he went, yeah? And I went, no, I hadn't spoken to him at this stage. And I went, he's taking a picture of Ellie and I. I said, would you mind getting out of the picture? And that's what I said. And then he got his mask and he hid behind the mask and he went like this in the photo with the mask like that. And then the next one he went, and then
he basically joined you for dinner, didn't he?
Yeah, we chatted. We were sitting with him for the next 2.5 hours for dinner. That was great. Yeah, I properly took
last night we were talking about, because I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and I worked with a lot of the actors from Star Wars, and in fact Agent Carter, one of the Star Wars actors, I worked alongside on that as well. But I knew Dave Prowse very well, who was the guy. It was the Green Cross Code man. He was in Clockwork Orange, and he trained Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Do you know all of the foreign language in Clockwork Orange is Russian?
Is it?
Yeah, that Malcolm McDowell speaks.
Couldn't watch all of that movie. It really, I just couldn't. It's too much for me.
A bit, psychedelic. But so Dave, when I worked years ago at the original Shopping Channel, Dave would come on as a guest frequently for the Star Wars shows, which I used to present. So I worked with him for a number of years, and he was quite a character. He really was, and he's the only person that made no money out of Star Wars, because he was such a staunch unionist that when George Lucas tried to sort of make the movie on as low a budget as he could, and so everybody else was on basic pay, but with a percentage points as they call it on the back end. So everyone became multi-millionaires as a result, except Dave Prowse, who just got paid his union rate and nothing else. So he spent the rest of his life going around doing trade shows, signing autographs to make his money, and he did very well for himself, bless him. But so I walked
for somebody who's never seen in the movie.
I know. But I used to ask him certain questions on the air, and I asked him very earnestly, and he never twigged in all the years that I was sort of being a bit tongue-in-cheek, because I used to say to him, so Dave, I can't understand. You were quite upset, weren't you, that they didn't use your voice for Darth Vader? And he was from the West Coast. He was like Hagrid from the West Coast. He said, oh no, I don't understand it. Why George Lucas didn't want me to use my voice? And I'm like, I did all the lines and everything when I was in the suit, and they cut it all out. They got this, this James Earl Jones bloke. And if you watch any of the behind-the-scenes footage,
do Luke, I am your father?
No, it's actually no, Luke, I am your father is the correct line. Oh, actually, it's not. There's no Luke. It's actually, no, I am your father. So by the way, look, we're done talking about this now. It's over. We're talking Star Wars. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've got, there's
the thingy.
Yes.
Lovely.
That
well
looks
done.
great, doesn't it? Now you can see that difference. That genuinely, and our director Paul, that's his view right now from his balcony.
Yeah, so that's his. It's his garden.
And that's different. You can see the green and the the black stuff there. So it's just really bad. You also use white and black stuff. Gives a job. The difference in that, and that was just overnight. It really does make a massive difference, and it's the standing water there that made the big problem.
Yeah. No, I was saying that if you listen to any of the extra features on the Star Wars, the original Star Wars trilogy, you can hear Dave doing the lines.
Can you?
Oh yeah. And so like in the corridor scene, it's like, oh gosh, I'm trying to think. No, you're part of the Rebel Alliance. Now take him away. Well, I forget. I just blanked. There was a line I was going to do, and I just blanked on it. But one day I walked into work and went into the green room, and Dave, he was
very tall, man.
like 6'8" or something like that, and he had this enormous orthopedic boot on.
I know exactly how tall he was.
Go on.
He was 5'19".
5'19". So he had this huge orthopedic boot, and I was like, "You're right, Dave." He was a bit of a tragic character, actually, in many ways. And that, he was one of those people, things always happened to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you all right, Dave?" And he was like, "Oh, Rob, you won't believe this." So I had one foot shorter than the other. It's true, this is a true story. And I was like, I didn't actually know that, Dave, but okay. So he said, well, I went in for the operation and they shortened the wrong leg.
No
He's
way.
got this enormous orthopedic heel because they shortened the wrong leg.
You're kidding.
I swear, absolutely, yeah. And I mean, what do you say to that?
You say we're almost finished now, the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, tomorrow night is Mulberry Silk, and I've invited my good friend Elise Fabris, who you've seen representing, standing in for Susanna as brand ambassador for Discount Dragon the last couple of weeks, or 3 weeks or so. So she's coming to join me on the air as well, because she, like Alan, is also...
so Ray's not going to be here tomorrow night?
No. It was just going to be me, but Elise also is... I'm trying to get her into the fold as one of our permanent sort of lifestyle ambassadors and presenters eventually. Yeah. So she's going to come on and just keep me company, which will be great.
Well, I'll be tuned in. I always do.
Yeah.
Always do.
And many more Star Wars stories for the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many.
But sadly, no time for tonight. In the meantime, please do check out all of your Weed Gone particularly, because that will be gone if you wait too much longer, and all of this amazing Keep It Clear product as well. Alan, thank you so much.
It's been
really great.
Thank you very much, folks.
Really enjoyed tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of your really lovely, kind emails. They mean a huge amount. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow night. Thank you so much again.